13th grave. And hopefully now things are going to work the way they're supposed to because we have had a shit ton of issues even up to
Yeah,
this point. So, oh, wait.
it's just what we do.
Yeah. But with that being said, we are excited this week because we are going to do one of our favorite topics that we have been wanting to do for a little bit now, one we discussed quite a bit. It is a
Yeah,
tier list for some of our favorite fighting game characters, which is why the stream looks a little bit different today.
and first and foremost, I think I said that right. Anyways, uh, first off, we are the 13th grave. Uh, he is Rex, and I am Spooks.
We don't need to introduce
uh,
ourselves. They got 4 other
sure.
episodes for that.
All right. Well then. uh, and also, happy Mario Day for those who don't know. Today is official Mario Day.
It's March 10th,
Yes.
aka Mar 10 or Mar EO.
Ew. Um.
Let's go. Anyway,
Um. Yeah. Should we hit on some news real quick? Because I don't have a lot, unfortunately. But
right. Well, before we drop anything, first of
sure.
all, I am very excited this week because this came in the mail today or a few days ago from a company on eBay. It's my Bang Pow Boom Charm. So now I finally have some merch to rock when on stream. And second of
I'm
all,
not sure that it's. Do you know if it's a like an official charm or is it just something
no, it's
that's
definitely not official.
just
It's,
ripping that bang pow boom though?
yes. So, but I also wanted to shout out his company. It is called Jim Bob something. I can't remember. But anyway,
Jim Bob, like Jim Bob Walton.
Jim Bob Jenkins. Or Jimbo
Ah,
Jenkins. That's what it was.
oh. Yeah, and you caught a cool something cool with it, didn't you?
Well, actually, a couple things. I didn't notice this when I was talking to you before, but if you look on the package here, you can actually see it says Juggalo inside, like the old Intel logos. Um,
Oh, that's fucking dope.
yeah, so like when you used to see the Intel inside on the computers and whatnot. And then,
Right.
where is it here? I know this is kind of like wasting time, but I really don't care because I just think it's awesome
Yeah,
that I have stuff
yeah.
now. Uh,
Fucking swamp that shit.
yes, and then it came with this Hatchet Man sticker in the package, which I was very geeked on because I don't know what I'm going to put it on yet, but I'm going to find something. I might even put it
You
on this
should
hat.
slap it on a girl's ass.
Well, yeah, or mine, you know.
Yeah.
I'll just rep it on stream. Unfortunately, nudity policies would frown on that, so whatever.
That's what the OnlyFans is for.
That's right. That is right. And then last week or last stream, you were rocking the cotton candy, and I was jealous because I didn't have no Fago. So I found
Yeah.
this cheap shit, and look at its name. It is called Our Family. So it is on brand, and it is
Kind of
in
sounds like some Juggalo drink shit, you know? Our family.
Our Family, and it was $1.19. So cheers. But
Now you need to get some rum and mix that together.
sad part is, I actually have what is it? Long Island iced tea mix, and it would pair very well with this. However, I don't feel like getting drunk on stream, so maybe another time.
That's it.
Maybe my birthday or something. But anyway, I'm gonna roll that beautiful intro, and then
Ah, roll that beautiful bean footage.
we'll get into some Juggalo news.
All right.
Okay, so there was no sound to that one. I fucked up and forgot to do a thumbnail for it, but whatever. We're rolling with it. We're gonna make this work because
Yeah, if you're not used to us by now, this shit's we're just
it's gonna
gonna
be a
fuck up
weekly thing.
somewhere.
It's gonna be a weekly thing.
That's why our Friday sessions are now just gonna be called Fuck Up Fridays.
Right. And for this fucked up Friday, just kidding.
We should make that a new segment.
Yeah.
Anyways, um,
Hey, we have somebody in chat, DC Fago guy.
oh
Shout out
shit,
to you, sir, and thank you for
whoop
watching to the
whoop.
stream. Whoop whoop. uh, but what Juggalo news do we have this week, Spooks?
I know there's a lot, but unfortunately, I don't have a lot of it now. And due to the fact that I'm doing this all on my phone, I don't have a way to really look at everything. So kind of lacking this week. But I know that the gathering had been finally confirmed by Shaggy,
Mm-hmm.
and they're kind of doing like a psychopathics from outer space theme. It looks like. Um, so that's pretty dope. I haven't seen that kind of shit in feels like forever since the third Psychopathics from Outer Space album.
Right.
So anyways, maybe that means we're getting something new with that. Like, I'm not really sure because they don't have a lot of people on the label anymore, so maybe not. Or maybe they'll do a collab with other artists. That'd be dope.
Right.
Um, I know Ouija Max either almost done or is done with the UK tour and should be heading back soon.
Hmm.
Um, to the states.
Oh, that video you
Uh,
sent me of him in that dude's backyard or wherever the hell he was. That shit had me laughing.
yeah. Um, fuck. What else? Oh, Shaggy has confirmed his new EP coming out, or that he's working on, called Professor Shags and his quest for Ultimate Groove, I think is what it's called. Something along those lines.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't given us a release date. Um, and he also confirmed that he'll be making a song by the same title too for the album
Oh, sweet.
or EP. Um, I know you had mentioned to me that Hobson came out with a new album, which is I need to check, or a new song. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
which is dope because I haven't heard anything from him in a while.
Dude, that shit is fucking fire today.
Is it?
Oh yeah. You should totally listen to it when you have
Um,
time.
I know Hex is back working on music, so
Mm-hmm.
we've got shit coming in from him.
Uh
Um,
uh Scythe Gang. Their buddy is gonna be in a pay-per-view slap fight this weekend. Uh,
oh shit! Like the slap competition
yep.
fights that they do.
Yep.
Fuck, dude.
So
I haven't been like following those, but I always watch them whenever I see them. So I'm like, oh fuck,
right.
shit gets brutal. I'll have to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I Darby O'Trail and Devereaux came out, I think, with a album or something. I had only caught a little bit about it, and I forgot what it was already. And then they also released Darby O'Trail and Devereaux uh, Lazy and Crazy merch,
Okay.
which is really some of that shit looks pretty dope. I love all the charms he makes. I really wish I could get some of them.
Right.
Um, uh, gosh, what else? Oh, ICP had also came out with these new bobbleheads. of Shaggy and Jay.
Okay.
Um, and I don't know what's going on. I think there's something with the I don't know if it's with the company or if there's something wrong with the figures, but for some reason the Shaggy figures are being sent back or recalled or something.
Mm-hmm.
So something weird is going on there. And I think I'm sure there's more shit, but that's all I can think of off the top of my head right now. So if you have anything to add, you know.
No, not really. But you were telling me about Humble Among and a video he just
Oh,
dropped. Uh,
yeah, he came out with yeah, that video of him talking about his mom. That was pretty fucking deep and raw, yeah.
yeah.
Definitely recommend checking that out. That was a good video.
Mm-hmm. And I
And
apologize, guys, for eating on stream here, but I'm freaking hungry. There are chips here, and I'm gonna eat them.
yeah, I was just gonna say much love and respect to Humble Monk for doing that video because I know that had to take a lot to do that, and
Yeah, big shout
definitely
out
is
to him.
not easy. Yeah.
Hmm. So much love to you, Humble. Uh, but anyway, so with that being said, is there anything else you want to discuss before we get into today's main topic?
Oh, I know. I guess another thing I could throw out there real fast that I just remembered. The Thuggalo show has been popping up little random pictures of Elixir over in the UK.
Oh, okay.
And, there's a funny little clip of him and a cop over there.
Oh, is he touring with Ouija over there?
Yeah, I don't know. I might have missed something because I've been out of the loop on a lot of stuff
Hmm.
because I don't really know. But I'm assuming it has to do with the Ouija Mag tour over there. I can only assume, you know.
Right.
So if he's been traveling with them, that's fucking dope. But yeah, that's about as far as my own knowledge though to that goes.
Okay. Well, with all
Uh,
that out of the way, and
hold 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 on just a second, man.
oh, okay. All right. So I don't know what is going on with my OBS studio, but for some reason the video just keeps going in and out. I can hear the audio working just fine, so we're just gonna soldier on, and with the image, we're just gonna deal with it. But it's just what we got to do.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. Um, but we may not be doing a whole lot of video anyway, because I kind of want to bring this tier list up with all the different characters we've got. We've got 32 different fighting game characters that we have selected ourselves from our favorite fighting game franchises. And we each selected 5 fighting games, and then we narrowed those down to ones we both played and ones that neither of us have played or that we have more experience with. So we've got a ton of characters to go over tonight.
It was gonna be way longer.
Oh yeah, we if we had gone with the original number of characters that we wanted, we would be here for till 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we decided nah, we got to narrow this down a bit. So
Uh, are we having technical difficulties or?
well, it's the video just keeps freezing. I don't know what's going on with my open broadcast software. So um,
Mm,
if we want to
yeah,
do
we'll just
this,
soldier on.
yeah. So the categories that we have are overpowered, expert level, intermediate, beginner, and button masher. And the more we talk about the characters, you'll understand because we couldn't figure out how we wanted to do their power levels and different universes that they all come from. And
Yeah, we wanted to get into like damage ratios, but that was getting to be a problem.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's just in depth. I mean, and what one character can do in one universe, they might not be able to do in another, and so
And
it's
we're not like good at this either because we're just kind of doing this off of whim. This isn't something that we do,
hmm
so we don't really know about going into all that shit like we wanted.
yeah. If you want to
So
see some in-depth analysis, go watch Death Battles. They do like crazy amounts of research to try to gauge the power levels of characters and stuff. We are not them
yeah,
though. We don't have a
and
team of
we're
people and all kinds of different shit
yeah,
like that.
and we're no experts by any means. This is just our opinions and our our thoughts,
Yep,
whether you agree or disagree.
right. And let me pull something up here because I am trying to remember which fighting game franchises that we are going to go over. I know which ones I have, but
I
I
should only there should only be one that I had that wasn't on your list,
okay.
and that
So
was Dead or Alive.
right, and then I had Guilty Gear was my fighting game.
Right.
So here are the fighting games that we have chosen: Soul Calibur, Bloody Roar, Guilty Gear, Dead or Alive, and Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
And we each selected our five favorite characters from each of those games, and those are the characters that we are going to rank. So if you guys are ready for the long haul, uh, we can start whenever you want. Um, if you're ready, that is.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So first up, we have Astaroth, and I'm not entirely sure where we want to put him on our list of characters here, but we can
Well,
put
it's
him.
kind of hard because I would say because if you know how to use him, he is really good. Which we all know why he's on the list because that's one that I use, and he can be very powerful. But if you don't know how to use him,
Mm-hmm.
uh, he can be very bad
Right.
because he's so slow. You have to know how to time his moves and protect yourself, and
Right.
so I don't. So I mean, if you want to go with like my own personal experience, I'd put him in like a higher tier. But if you're talking about just average person, I'd say mid, maybe.
Yeah, I would put him in the intermediate category as well because he's not easy to pick up and play. Like you're
Right,
not just gonna start off the game with him. Uh you're gonna use him a couple times, get frustrated, and unless you like really dig into him. But
right.
he's not an expert level character because after you've learned the game
No.
mechanics and stuff, you can really start to do some damage with him. So I would stick him in the intermediate level. So
Yeah,
okay,
that's what I was saying.
yeah. But I love Astaroth from the Soul Calibur series. I think we both do. Uh,
Oh yeah, dude.
Soul Calibur is one of our favorite fighting games of all time. We have played that a ton against each other, all the way from Soul
Oh
Calibur
yeah.
2 all the way up to 5, I believe. Or the one with
Yeah,
Yoda
that
and
was.
Vader.
Oh, that was 4.
4. Okay.
And then 5 was the one. I don't know if you played that one, but it had like a there's like a girl that uses like this like floating ball,
Um,
and then
sounds
there's
familiar.
well, anyways, it also had the guy from Assassin's Creed.
Oh, okay.
Well, anyways, that's not important. Yeah, for me, we both started on 2 and then went to 3, 4, and then I got the chance to play Soul Blade, which was really good too.
Yeah, that was the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the one where you basically play through the origins of not Sephiroth. Siegfried becoming Nightmare because you have to fight Cervantes because he's got Soul Edge and is the main
Oh, okay.
bad guy for that one.
Okay.
But anyways, not to get too far off track of what we're trying to.
Oh, that's fine. But yeah, no, I freaking loved Astaroth in the first games. I always hated him because he could stomp you and do like 25% of your health, if not more, and then he could just ring you out, like if the stage was small enough. And that freaking hated him for that. but
Yeah, he's a lot of fun.
but he's still a lot of fun, yeah. So next up, the next character I have is from the game Guilty Gear. Or did we want to just keep on the theme of Soul Calibur?
Whatever order you have them in, I don't think we have to do just Soul Calibur. I don't.
Oh,
If
okay.
we want to do it that way, we can, but
Well, it arranged them all alphabetically. So
that's fine with me.
okay. So then the character I have is from the game Guilty Gear, and
Hmm.
his name is Axel. And this dude,
Okay.
I wish I had a way to share the image with you so you could see it. But he has these two like kind of like sickle things connected by a chain.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
They're kind of like Kratos.
Kinda. Yeah, I would say the weapons are somewhat similar, but Axel
Okay.
is a
But
very
with sickles instead of swords.
right. Yep. And
Okay. Yeah, I get it.
yeah. Let's see. Why did it do that? Oh well, whatever. We will move him around here. I would put him in the intermediate class along with Astaroth because his combos and his move set is very diverse, and he's not exactly somebody again that you would just pick up and play, but
Hmm.
he's definitely not for a beginner either. uh, you got to kind of know how like the frame animations and all that kind of stuff and time it just right when you're doing it. So yeah, Axel is
Would you put
what's that?
would you put him above or below Astaroth on the list?
I would put him below Astaroth. So for those that don't know, if you are all the way to the left or near the word of the tier, you are at the top of the tier. If you
Right.
are all the way towards the right, you are lower tiered. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, so I would put him below Astaroth, and
Okay.
only because Astaroth is just a little bit better to me because I played Soul Calibur a lot more than Guilty Gear, but
Sure.
I do still love him. So, but
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know if we made this clear, but I'm pretty sure our thing will be a little biased because.
yes. So yeah. Um, So I don't really have much more to say about Axel, but if you ever get a chance to play Guilty Gear, definitely give him a shot. He is freaking super fun to play with when you start learning.
Yeah, I know he's definitely. It's definitely a game on my list because once I can get something to play it on, I
Hmm.
fully plan to.
Yeah. Then next up, it looks like we have what is her name?
Who is it?
Ayane from Dead or Alive.
Oh, yeah, Ninja Girl,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I I liked her character. She wasn't one that I used a lot, but I put her on there because I remember I liked her character and and her stories and stuff. I would say she's like also in this mid tier because like as somebody who's not like an avid DOA player, I still am pretty good with her, and I don't consider myself good by any means.
Hmm.
But I would say she's probably about mid tier, but I would say maybe lower than I mean, I'm not sure about Axel. Maybe lower than Axel too. But she's got cool little combos that you can pull off though, with hitting both lower and topper body. So it's kind of hard to block her sometimes.
Oh, okay. So she's just a really fast character then.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, there's definitely faster in that game, which we'll find out later.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna put her just slightly below Axel then. And these
Yeah.
these could change up over time too, just like based on what we're feeling.
Oh yeah.
Cause yeah, there's a ton more characters to go through. So let's move on. So next up, and I think I don't know, where would you rank Bloody Roar versus Soul Calibur as far as like love?
Honestly, Bloody Roar is probably my favorite fighting game series. Like, I wish they would bring it back. Like,
Right.
yeah. I
Yes, it definitely needs to come
would.
back.
I. It's kind of hard to say because, like, I could definitely easily say Soul Calibur, but I think deep down, when I really think about it, I like Bloody Roar even more.
Right. And the reason I ask is because the next character we have is Bakaru the Mole from
Ah,
Bloody Roar,
right,
and more specifically Bloody Roar 2.
right.
And I'm not sure where to place him. I know he's not an expert character, he's not an overpowered character, and he's definitely not intermediate. So I have him
Oh,
between,
he's. I could see him being intermediate.
but I have him between beginner and button masher because he was the first character that I could just like pick up and play when I
Right,
first started playing Bloody Roar, and you could just cheese out his freaking specials so
right.
easily.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's like, honestly, I could see him fitting into any of those lists easily. Like, um, yeah, even if you're just a button masher and you don't know what you're doing, you're just hitting random buttons, he will pull off some stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when he's in his mole form, like, yeah. I would. Gosh, I don't know because I don't want to discredit him and put him. I'd say maybe it's a hard. What do you think? Because I know he was your pick.
Um, I I'm probably gonna put him in the beginner tier.
Okay.
I mean, he is a button masher's dream, but
Yeah, but he's
uh,
also really good if you know how to use his stuff, though. Too like
right, and
he has other things that are really good.
that's why I'm gonna put him beginner because like if you're trying to learn a fighting game, like you're not just playing like a 1v1 with a friend or something, this is a
Mm-hmm.
character you can use to grind with, like all the way through the story
Right.
modes, get unlockables and things like that. So I think we'll just let him chill at the beginner tier. But Bakaru is definitely one of my absolute favorite characters from the Bloody Roar series. I think he is my favorite character, but there are more characters that we are going to go over as well.
Obviously, yeah.
So we'll stick him in the beginner tier and we'll put him in the top of the beginner tier. Obviously there's nowhere
Yeah.
to stand with him, but
I kind of feel like I don't know. I feel like we're discrediting him, but I just don't know where to put him.
yeah. Now, if you were to ask me about the Iron Mole from one of the later games, I'd probably put him in the intermediate section,
Yeah.
but for right now, beginner tier. Now, next up is one of the other OG franchises that we both love, Baraka from Mortal
Oh,
Kombat, and this was your pick.
Oh man, yeah, I love Baraka. He was the for the longest time, it was always like Scorpion or Sub Zero. But when Baraka came out, like he became my main. Um, I would say because he can be like really nasty.
Yeah, to me, and you can disagree if you want.
Sure.
I feel like he belongs in the expert tier personally because he's a character that you really have to learn and know how to use, when to combo
I
him, when to counter, when to do a lot of stuff. Like I was no good with Baraka every time I chose him.
maybe I don't know because I don't really consider myself a Mortal Kombat expert per se,
Mm-hmm.
or somebody that's experted Baraka.
Mm-hmm.
But he's definitely, like you said, he's somebody that you'd have to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hmm. Yeah, I guess we could put him there for now. I might change my mind later on that. I got to think on that one. That one's hard.
Yeah, well, that's why it's hard for me too, because I know I've tried him several times in Mortal Kombat 3. In oh God, what Mortal Kombat was that? Mortal Kombat 10?
Hmm.
Was that Annihilation? I don't remember, but I just know that.
No, 10 is just Mortal Kombat X.
Oh, okay, yeah, Mortal Kombat X then. But yeah, I was just not very good with Baraka ever. Like he's definitely a great character, but I know that you have to learn how to play him. And I know you said that you don't consider yourself an expert, but you and I have had the conversation numerous times about your natural ability to be good at fighting games. So
Yeah,
maybe that's why it doesn't feel like that to you.
maybe, but I know there's definitely people that kick my ass at fighting games. Like,
Oh yeah.
I'm usually pretty good amongst the people I know, but outside of that, man, I don't
Mhm.
stand a chance.
Right. Oh my gosh, who is this? Oh, Brad Wong. My guess is that's a DOA fighter, right?
Oh, is that it's what color is his hair?
It is. Let me pull him down. White hair.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know who it is. I always forget his name for some reason. But that's the drunken master guy.
Yes.
I really like using him, but I really suck with him. I am not good with him. He is one of those characters where you definitely need to sit down and learn his moves. It's all about timing and stuff. If you think about like a drunken master, it's not about like moving swiftly and like you're in a weird like motion and acting inebriated. And anyways, I would say expert with him, honestly.
Okay.
He's not somebody that you can just pick up and go. And yeah, he's not yeah, it's definitely somebody you have to like work on learning.
Okay. So I will scale him
I would
down.
put him actually above Baraka because I think Baraka is easier to learn than him.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, then we have our
Yeah.
first shuffle. Move on down, Baraka. And up you go, Brad. We'll have to scale him down just a little bit further here. Doo, doo, doo. So we're going to move him down a little bit. All right. So he is our first top tier expert. And Baraka got moved down. Sorry, buddy. Looks like you got beat. All right. So, but you said he's a drunken boxing style. So,
Drunken master, yeah.
oh, okay,
And he
yeah.
has like a jug on him.
Oh, okay. Hmm, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's great.
All right. Now, for the next character, and again, I wish you could actually see the stream so you knew who the hell I was talking about. But,
I know. I'll have to like rewatch it and.
hmm but the next character I have is from Guilty Gear, and it's a
Hmm.
character called Bridget. Now, Bridget is an
There's a fat
interest.
bitch named Bridget.
Well, when you see the image, you will realize that no, that is not the case here.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. But anyway, with Bridget, it is a he, but the
Oh.
backstory is very interesting with this character because Bridget was raised as a daughter, uh, and
Oh.
and the
Are
reason
they
why,
trans?
no, although you might
Interesting.
although you might think that, but no. Uh, the reason why they did that to Bridget is because I guess the family that he was born to, it
Hmm.
was a twin soul. And so I think, or he was born or supposed to have a twin in the womb, which was a sister.
Hmm.
And she died in the womb and he got to live. And, but in their village, they saw male twins as a curse.
Oh, interesting.
And so the family decided to raise him as a daughter because the village would have killed him otherwise.
Huh.
So, yeah, Bridget has very feminine tendencies and a bunch of other stuff. Because,
Interesting.
yeah, there is a very strange backstory. I actually had to look that up before the episode because when I first seen Bridget, I thought it was a girl, and I found out it
Right.
is not. So,
Interesting. I'll have
yeah.
to check that out.
Now, Bridget fights with a yo yo, of all things.
That's cool. I like
Yeah,
the sound of that.
yes. And very fast, can range characters very, very well, uh,
Hmm.
and sometimes even juggle, uh, which I love to do if I can do it. But
Right.
people find juggling to be super cheap, but whatever. I don't care. If you're up in the air and you can't fight back, that means I win. So
Right.
I know it's an asshole tactic and an asshole thing to do, but whatever. Who cares? Uh,
At least you own up to it.
yeah. I mean, it's fun. People do it to me. So
Right.
if it's part of the game, and that,
Exactly. It's all fair game.
yeah, and that's another thing too. If any of you guys have issues with cheesing out wins and so on and so forth, that's fine. I mean, get frustrated, get mad. But if it's part of the game, well, then you just got to figure it out and deal with it. Now, where do I put Bridget is the question because while he is very fast and very hard to learn at first, uh, I think I would put him in the intermediate category or the center just because
Okay.
some people might call him overpowered because of how fast he is and what he can do because he has a lot of holds and stuff too with the yo-yo which can do shit tons of damage to you like Astaroth. So but anyway, um I think I'm just gonna stick Bridget in the intermediate tier. I might move him up later, but
Okay.
for right now, we're just going to stick him right there in the center just because I'm not entirely sure. So with that, we're moving on to the C's, and I'll give you one
Okay.
question, or I'll give you one guess as to who our next character is. And notice how I said C's.
Haha, it's Cervantes.
Yes.
So I like Cervantes a lot. He's always been one of my favorite characters. Um, with the way we're doing this, it's kind of interesting. With
Oh, are you still there?
yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Um. Uh. Yeah. So with him, it's interesting because he so in the older games he was really hard to use
Mm-hmm.
and you really had to know what you were doing. But as time went on, um, they made him. I found that they made him easier to use.
Mm-hmm.
So I would actually maybe put him in intermediate. I guess
Okay.
I wouldn't say necessarily beginners. Button mashing, I would. I don't know, maybe, but I think low tier beginner or intermediate.
Low tier. Okay.
Yeah.
Even lower than Astaroth or higher?
No, I'd say low, like
Real low?
probably lower. Yeah, because he's really not that hard to learn now. I don't think.
Mm. Okay. Well, we'll just leave him there, and I put him below Bridget. How about Ayani? Would you say he's easier than Ayani, or?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. Wow. I mean, yeah, I was gonna put him in expert because I remember him from
It-
2 and 3, and he
yeah,
was,
if you're talking about like early Cervantes, definitely expert because he used to be really hard,
yeah,
and they made him way easier though.
yeah, because I would have put him right next to Ivy uh,
Right.
in those games because Ivy was super fucking hard to use too.
Yeah.
Very
No, I feel
powerful.
that. Right.
Hmm. Okay. Well, then intermediate because of the later games. So maybe we should judge based off of their most recent game, if you're to play it from their franchise. Um,
Yeah, well, because it's just with certain ones like him, it's really hard to like.
right. And was Cervantes one of your picks? I want to say it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's one of my favorite characters. I like his backstory and his connection with Soul Edge
Hmm. Okay.
and being a fucking ghost pirate. Like he's fucking awesome.
Right. All right. So next up we have. Yeah, I do definitely agree with Cervantes being a fucking badass.
Yeah.
Uh, next up we have Christy from Dead or Alive.
Oh,
And I am not
so
sure at all where to put her because don't I don't know much about the franchise.
no, you're good. Christy is cool. She's an assassin. And she fights with like snake style, so she's super swift and quick. Uh, I would honestly say button masher though. Like
Okay.
you can just spam the punch buttons with her, and like obviously you'll eventually figure out a way around it, but like she's fast and spamming that punch button definitely uh is good.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, you could just if you've never played the game, like you don't need to have any experience. I think now she can be really good though, because she does have other good stuff about her. But you could just yeah. button masher for sure.
Okay.
He's a cool character though.
Well, she is going to be the first button masher on the list. Wow. Okay. So, with that, we're going to come up with one of my favorite characters. Now, this is Kronos from Bloody Roar,
mm,
Bloody Roar 4. And,
yes. No. No, 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 no. Actually, he's from Bloody Roar, Primal Fury, and Extreme.
oh, okay. I thought that was 4. Oh, no, 4 was the one for PS2. Uh,
Yeah.
this one was the Xbox and the GameCube. Now,
Yes.
I have him in his Phoenix form, but
Sure.
I personally like him best in his Penguin form. Um, now, I am not entirely sure where to put Kronos, only because he's definitely not beginner, but I don't feel like he's an intermediate character either. Like,
I honestly, I would put him low. Like, I want to say overpowered, but he would be very low overpowered.
yeah, that actually does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, like he's not like uberly overpowered, but he is overpowered in the means of like the game that he's in,
Right.
because like he can deal a lot of damage. His just his human form alone is like he has a lot of good combos that do a lot of damage, and if you're not careful, he'll take you out easily.
That is
Um,
true. I
in his
forgot about
penguin
that.
form, you can't even grapple the penguin at all. Like all grapples are out of the window. And the Phoenix form, he's got a special that can, if I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, it can like almost one shot you.
Uh huh.
Yeah, so I would say he's like at least low OP.
And I would agree. I was trying to say beginner or button masher, but then I was wait a minute. The only reason why is because of that special.
Yeah.
And then you said that, and I was like, oh yeah. So you are 100% correct. So we have our first overpowered character of the ranking system here. Holy cow.
Nice. I think we
There
have somebody in every category, don't we?
we do now.
Nice.
And so far the only expert characters we have are your guys, so I got to find one to put in there. All right. Next up, we have Cyrax from the Mortal Kombat series, and this
Cyrax
is
is dope. I always liked him too.
he is one of
That
my
was your
favorites.
pick. Yeah.
Yep. And with Cyrax, I'm not really sure where to place him. I'm not. I almost want to put him in the expert tier because knowing how to do a lot of his combos and special moves, like his missiles that come out of his chest and the
Yeah.
smoke bombs and all that kind of stuff that he does, you're not gonna just do those.
No.
You can't just hit a couple of combos and be good with it. But I think with a little bit of practice, which is why I would put him in the intermediate tier, but he would be low expert, high intermediate, I think.
I would probably put him low expert then.
Okay. Um, but he is a very good character when you learn how to use him.
Yeah,
And
Cyrax is OG. I liked him.
yeah, and I have been absolutely destroyed by him quite a few times. Him and I'm putting him next to Baraka because I think Baraka is still a little bit stronger. Um,
Okay.
but that's just based on how many times I've gotten my ass whipped by people who knew how to play Baraka.
I don't know who you might be talking about.
Nobody in particular at all. None at all.
Okay.
But yeah, I am gonna put him next to Baraka and the Drunken Master. Huh. Yeah, but Cyrax, no, I freaking love him, and he can do that like speed thing where he like warps, and you see the little trail behind him sometimes. It's
Yeah.
so.
I love that move.
Oh, and his net thingy that he can like trap you in.
Right. What was the name of the other robot guy?
It was
The
Cyrax, Syntax, and I think Smoke later.
Smoke?
Yeah, because in Mortal Kombat 3 there was Smoke. Uh,
Yeah, well, Smoke was with Noob though, and they're like ninjas.
let's see.
They're like Sub Zero and Scorpion, and I almost said Cabal, but Cabal is actually somebody else. It was Cyrax and there's the guy in the yellow or green, and then there's a red one. I think he's red.
Okay, so I'm just gonna pull this up here so we're not Cyborg. So
Cyborg?
yep,
Huh.
yeah. So you had Sector, which is
Sector. That's the other guy I was thinking
yep.
of.
There was Sector, Cyrax, um,
Yeah.
and then Smoke was uh a cyborg,
Oh, okay.
but was found by Noob Saibot and reactivated, and then they became the Noob Smoke team.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, Sector was the red one. I called him Syntax because it rhymed with Cyrax. My bad, guys.
He said syntax. I thought of syntax records.
Right. Which might be a topic for another episode. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
But yeah.
Uh, yeah. So yeah. Anyways, who's next on our list?
Next up, we have Ganesha, another one of my picks from Bloody
Ah,
Roar.
yes.
The
Big
giant,
old elephant man.
yes, my Astaroth, if you will.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Because I don't like, and I'm not, no offense to the bigger characters, but I don't play a lot of characters that are super strong and
Heavy powered hitters like that.
yeah, and it's usually because they're slower and I don't know how to do the timing and all that kind of stuff that you need for these kind of characters. And you
Mm-hmm.
really do need it. Like you have to know how to play them because if you don't, yeah, you're gonna get smoked. Ah,
Right.
we were just talking about smoke. Anyway, um, but for Ganesha, he was a little bit easier to learn, and if I slowed down and actually played him correctly, God, he was powerful.
Yeah, he's good.
And he had that one move where he could like knock you back, like look like he was kind of doing a Hadouken or whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, or a Kamehameha, like get back.
Yeah.
But I don't know, where would you place him at if you were to pick?
Um. Hmm. I would almost say mid tier somewhere, like in the middle grounds. Because he's not hard, but he's definitely one that if you sat down and used him, he was good.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
I mean, but you, I think probably used him more than I did.
Yeah. I'm trying to fit him into intermediate, and I think he would be above Cervantes.
Yeah.
So I'll move Cervantes
Well,
down.
the other thing that was nice about Janesha is he was hard to knock down. Like he could take hits.
Yes. So
And and also if you were able to charge from the other side of the ring, he would kind of gain speed when he was running.
yeah, he could do that. You are right about that. And yeah, if there was a ring out condition, he could definitely get it.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, he is good for ring outs.
So I'm gonna put him just above Cervantes, below Bridget, Jasmine, or Ayani. Sorry, not Jasmine. Ayani, Axel, and Astaroth. So, or should I put him next to Astaroth? I almost feel like,
I would I would put him above Iani, honestly.
yeah, I think some of these characters are gonna have to move down. So Ayani down. Wong, nope, you're staying right where you're at. Bridget can move down. And then Cervantes, we already moved down. Christy, where do we have? Oh, Christy was the button master. Um, gonna move Ganesha up. Oh, I gotta move Axel too. Oh, excuse me. So where is Axel? There you are. Sorry, guys. I got a frog in my. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
What do you got in your throat?
Uh, uh, nothing. I have nothing in my throat. I'm just choking on some chips. That is, and I know chips sounds a lot like another word, but I'm not gonna say it. So, okay, Ayani, we
You're
can.
not making anyway.
What's that?
Nothing. You do you.
This is karma for all those risque jokes that I've told. All right. Anyway, so man, our intermediate area is filling up quite a bit. Uh,
I know. I was kind of picturing that.
but that's all right because we have 20 more characters to go.
Nice.
Oh, I give me 1 second and I will get back to you. I need to figure out what is going on. So be right back.
Well, while he's doing that, I don't know if anybody can hear me, but
Ugh.
oh, never mind. I guess he's back.
Okay, so this part sucks because it being North Dakota, we may have to take a 20-minute delay in the stream here because
Oh,
I
why?
we have almost a foot of snow on our sidewalk, and people will not be able to get in and out of the house unless I shovel it real fast.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it is bad.
Um. Okay.
Yeah, we can take just a quick interlude, and I will be right back. The stream is not over, but it is bad outside. We can't even open the front door.
I was gonna say, do we want to do like a part two or like?
Um, yeah, we'll do it as a part two. I mean, we're gonna finish the stream tonight, so if you're on, we will be back. Um, but it's just gonna take me a minute to take care of this, and then I'll be back on.
So, so are we just gonna leave it sitting here or something?
Yeah, we can do that, and I will.
Yeah, just throw up like the logo or something.
Yeah, I think that's what we're
Have
gonna
them
have to
sitting
do.
there.
And I'm sorry, everybody. This is not the way that I wanted to do this, but uh, something just had to get in the way. So, uh, so with that, we will throw up the logo, and we will be back soon. Oh, I know what we're gonna do. All right, guys. See you in about 10 to 15 minutes most. Be back. Okay, so we are back. Let me message Spooks here and let him know that we're back because I don't think he knows.
Or maybe I do.
Oh, well, there we go. How do you like them apples? Oh, it is deep out there. Holy garbage, is it deep?
Yeah, you look like you've been cold. You sound
Oh,
like you've been cold.
yeah, it is horrendous out there. And I do mean horrendous. Ugh.
Fuck, man.
It snowed probably a good 6 inches in the last hour.
Jeez.
Yeah. There is.
Glad it's not like I don't mind snow and all, but I'm glad it's not like that here.
Oh, we already had 4 feet on the ground before this.
Jesus.
So, yeah. But anyway, now that we are back, where are we? Oh,
Uh,
we had
think
just finished up on
Ganesha?
Ganesha. Yep.
Yeah, Ganesha. Yeah.
So then next we have another one of my characters.
All right.
Apparently it's all Rex and no spooks tonight. I don't know. I'm kidding.
All right. I'm out. See you guys.
This guy is named Faust. And again, I wish you could see
Off.
him. Yeah,
Guilty
Faust
Gear.
from Guilty Gear. Yep. He
Okay.
is one of the most interesting characters ever. I don't know how to explain him at all.
All right.
He
I've
is
got that
weird.
in my head.
He is quirky, but he also plays a lot like. Not exactly sure how to describe his fighting style. He has a move where he can extend his neck out and bite you. So
Is he like a turtle?
no, no, he's got a
Is he a robot?
no.
Hmm.
Um, I'm gonna
Does
put
he kind of
him
have like weird stretchy moves, kind of like Piccolo from?
here. I know what to do. I don't know why I didn't think to do this before. Let me pull this up here.
Let me trying to see if I can get it so I can see the tier list, but I can't promise anything.
Right? That is not what I wanted. There we go. Okay. So, can you see that?
Yes, I can actually.
Okay. So, Faust, I'll pull up his image here again. He is this guy. He has, where is he? There he is. That's him, if you can see him.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so
Is he
he's got
wearing a
like a,
paper bag on his head?
yeah. And he
Is
uses this long, like, scalpel. He's a doctor, essentially.
he like a one you find on the black market in like the back alleyway?
Yeah, he'll harvest your organs for free.
No shit. All right. Wow. Now I know who to talk to.
Right? He's got the hookup on kidneys and any other parts you may need. But yeah, Faust is I would put him in the same category as I would put him in the expert tier only because he is a freaking nightmare to try to learn.
Okay.
Yeah. and he is
I don't
very very quick.
I don't know if it shows it for you, but for me it shows you frozen.
On Discord.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, just so
Let me
you're
see.
aware, they can't see our video feeds on the channel anyway
Oh,
because the tier list
oh,
is
okay.
overtaking it. So
No, that's fine. Never mind then.
yeah, but yeah, everything else on the stream is working. So
All right.
yeah,
No worries.
but yeah, Faust I put on the expert tier because he is just he's really really good. I think I'm gonna actually put him above Cyrax. Um,
Well, an expert.
yeah,
Okay.
and I think I might move. I'm really thinking I'm gonna move Cyrax down to intermediate at some point, just because he just doesn't feel as strong as some of the other characters we have up there. The more I'm thinking about him.
Okay. I mean, that's up to you. Yeah, I can't speak to whether he would be above the other ones or not because I don't know anything about him. But if you think he might go higher, you could probably put him higher.
I don't put him above Baraka, but he's
No.
definitely on that same level. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. And let's get some more sody pop in our
But
glass.
I am
And
drinking that refreshing H2O.
what is that? H2O? Just kidding.
Well, if you collect some of that snow outside and melt it, you'd probably figure it out.
Yeah, you can eat it at this point. That's how much there is. All right. And next up we have
Ah,
Mr. Jan Lee.
I would put him because he's also very fast. He's kind of like the Bruce Lee character that you have in fighting games.
Okay.
Um, I would probably put him. Gosh, I don't want to say button mashing because he's not really a button masher.
Uh huh.
But his punches are really good. I would say intermediate actually.
Above Cervantes or
Yeah, because he's not as easy as Cervantes. Oh wow, you're really doing this the hard way.
well, I have to because I
No,
want
I got you.
but
Um,
I like doing it this way though because then we can actually have the characters big and show them on screen and then
yeah,
shoot
that's
them
fair.
down for the list. So
Who's the best Cervantes?
Ayane.
Oh, I would definitely put him over Iane too.
Okay.
And who is that next to Iane? I can't see them; they're so small.
That is Bridget, and I will.
Okay. Um,
So we will put Jan Lee over here.
honestly, I would put him. Who's right after Janesha or Ganesha?
That's Axel.
Axel. Oh, okay.
Is he super
Um,
fast?
he is.
Okay. So
I almost want to put him. I don't know if I want to put him above Astaroth or not, because I feel like Astaroth's just harder because he's slower,
uh huh.
and I feel like Janesha is easier to learn than him too. I would honestly put him on the same level as Astaroth. Personally, I could be way off on this, but I don't remember. Like, he's not hard, but he's not easy.
Okay. So put him in between here or right here.
I would put him in between, personally,
Hmm.
unless you disagree. I mean,
Oh
And
no,
again, you've never played him, so
no, I
I
I kind of have to take your opinion because I do not know much about this
feel like
character.
yeah, I feel like I could be way off, but that's just what my feeling tells me. Cause that's what I remember most is that like he can definitely be good, and he's not hard, but he's not somebody that's just easy to pick up either. Like he's right about in the
Okay,
intermediate, but he's super fast, so he can be really, really good too once you do get him down.
okay. So move Bridget down, move Ioni up, and we'll move Cervantes all the way down, and then Bridget over here. And I'll go back and show you some of the characters you missed since we didn't have this set up before.
Well, I mean, we can do this. Like, you can show me afterwards or something.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't want to go back and look at the characters we've already done and take more time up. And
I got all night. I'm not worried about it. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm not worried about it.
who's next on the list?
So next we have your favorite
Ah,
and mine, Jenny the Bat from Bloody
now
Roar.
she was your pick, right?
Yes, she was.
Okay.
And
I
this
would.
is oh what? What were you gonna say?
What
Sorry.
were you saying? Go ahead.
So this is the one I'm going to have an issue with because she's definitely an expert level character, but she can also be considered overpowered. She could be beginner, uh,
Oh,
or even a button mashing character with
I
some of
would
her
honestly
kicks
just.
and stuff.
I would just throw her OP because like he's good, and it's not like I would put her below Kronos though.
Hmm.
But her kicks and shit, like shit. Yeah, she's fucking crazy.
That's why I was like, I don't know. I know she's better than intermediate because like
Yeah,
she can whip.
it feels wrong.
What's that?
Yeah, I was gonna say it feels wrong to put her in intermediate. I could see expert, but like she's just crazy.
Yeah,
Is and then the fact that she can fly around and hit you and shit too is like definitely gives her more of an advantage.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I would definitely put her below Kronos on the OP level.
Okay. So OP Jenny. Yeah, I would agree. Because I remember once you get to her flying in the air and then you just start some of those kick combos and there's nothing your opponent can
Yeah.
do unless I remember having a beast mode out and I can't remember which if it was Bloody Roar 3 or Primal Fury or the other one where it would use half of your like beast gauge as part of your health and you just KO people right after they went beast mode with her.
That was the fourth one, and that was a stupid mechanic. That was part of what killed the franchise. I hated the fourth one.
Mm. But yeah,
Um, the the other thing that's nice about her too is one of her specials. She basically pulls a vampire move and bites your dude and drains your HP and heals herself.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I remember the biting move. I didn't realize that it regained you health. I forgot about that part. I just remember
Yeah,
she could do like half or a quarter to almost half of your health when she did that. So,
right.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. OP. You are OP, Jenny. All right. Next up, we have Mr. Blade in his hat, which
Oh
seems very
no.
impractical. But Mr. Kung Lao from the Mortal Kombat series. Now, Kung Lao gets a lot of comparisons to Liu Kang,
Uh huh. I could
and
see one.
Oh yeah. And I would honestly like he is definitely a great character. I'm not taking anything away from him. However, I would probably put him in the beginner tier.
Okay, I could agree with that.
Yeah, along with because you can once you know like his down back and a couple of other moves that he does, uh, he can definitely be a powerhouse for sure. But it doesn't take
Hmm.
you very long to pick up and learn him, I don't think.
Yeah, and he's not. Yeah, he's not hard really.
Yeah, I put him on the
Was
same
that?
level of Bakaru.
Did you pick him or did I pick him?
I believe, let me look at my list. I think I picked him.
Okay, I couldn't remember because I know he was one of my favorites, but I don't remember if I actually put him in my five.
Yeah, he was in my five.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to put him in the beginner tier only because I don't think he's very hard to pick up and play, but he's definitely not a button mashing character because you have to know how to do certain moves for him. So,
Right.
next up, oh, did you have any thoughts you wanted to add on Mr. Kung Lao before I just move on here?
He's just got some of my favorite fatalities with
Mm-hmm.
some of the more common characters. He, he uses that hat like a saw blade and cuts them in half and shit. Like,
Yeah.
anyways.
Yep.
Oh, and they did him dirty in the fucking last movie. But anyways, that's nothing to do with this video.
Spoiler alert.
God, no, dude. Like, if you haven't seen that movie,
Yeah. I saw the
I
first half of
mean,
it. I didn't get to finish it.
I don't know. I, anyways, let's not go down that rabbit hole. Who's
Right?
next on the list?
Well, I believe this is your pick.
I can't see who it is.
Oh, it is Mr. Long, the tiger.
Oh yeah, my boy Long.
Yeah, from
Oh God. Okay, so I would definitely say I really want to put him on expert but I feel like that's more of a biased opinion
I
because he's not.
don't
You don't
know.
because he's not super hard to learn.
No, but you have to get his timings right and you need patience to play him. You can't just rock'em sock'em robots with him, I don't think. I think he is a well practiced character, so he becomes much stronger. So I would definitely put him in that expert tier. I
I'd
would
maybe
agree.
put him low expert.
Yeah,
I don't. I don't think he's high expert. If we're gonna throw him there, he's definitely low expert.
yeah. Okay, I would agree with that.
I would almost want to say he is intermediate, but I'd put him like maybe next to Ganesha or something.
Hmm.
That's hard.
Yeah,
I'm just really good with him. So it's really hard.
right. But I would put him in that expert tier, low expert, obviously.
Right.
Um, because like I said, you got to know his timings. Like you can beast mode with him rather quick, but his beast mode is actually, I think, a little bit harder than his base form.
Dude, his fucking 10 punch combo though. I
Yeah,
think it's 10. It's like 8 or 10 punch. Dude, that's so not fair.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. But that's why I say expert because you have to know how to play him. You're not just gonna learn him in an
yeah,
afternoon. You got to take some time with him. So I'd put him in
that's
the expert tier.
okay.
All right, next up,
I'll go with that.
one of my favorite characters and one of your least favorite, I think.
Oh no, is that Maxi Pad? Oh boy.
Yeah.
This man. So there's like a history though, because for one, that was your main pick for Soul Calibur,
Yep.
and he's like one of the fastest guys in the game.
Hmm.
Whereas I use Astaroth, who's one of the slowest, and ironically enough, those two are like basically rivals throughout all the games.
Yeah.
I would have no problems kicking your ass with most characters, but for some fucking reason, this Maxi guy here would cause me more problems than I care to admit, and I would never. It was never an easy feat. I could win, but it was hard. Golly, I would say expert for him
Really?
because I was never very good with him. I could not just pick him up and start whooping ass.
Uh, yeah, I mean, but I never
But either
considered.
that or high intermediate, like maybe next to Astroth, but he's not somebody to just pick up and go. At least for me, he wasn't.
Okay, yeah, I would agree with high intermediate because yeah, um, I was no expert with him. I mean, I learned how to use him, but
I thought you were damn good.
I was definitely better than most with him in our friend group. I won't say better than anybody else because I don't know.
Right. Oh yeah, I can't say that either, but no, I get what you mean. Yeah, I mean if you want to put him I'd say either high intermediate or low expert for him.
Uh, I'll put him below long, cause,
Okay.
but he's definitely yeah, yeah. Because he did take a long time for me to actually be any good with. Because I remember when I first
Yeah.
picked him up, I couldn't hit combos. I couldn't like I'd hit the wrong button and he'd do moves and like when he'd spin his
Yeah, that's what I'm
nunchucks on
saying.
his
Like,
foot and stuff.
yeah, I was gonna say he's definitely not a like easy person to get down.
Okay, yeah, I would agree. Super low expert. I'll put him below long too because I think long is better. I think long could beat the shit out of Maxi, honestly, if they ever had to fight each other.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, we agree with that. Next up we have May, and May is one of my favorite characters
You got a
from.
freaking anchor?
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Mm-hmm. She is super fun to play, but she has one cheese out combo, and I would frustrate the shit out of people with her because they thought she was a low tier character. They didn't like her very much. They thought she was slow and weak and didn't do much damage, but I figured out how to swing her anchor and I just kept doing it over and over again, spamming that move, and I beat like several people, and they were just like, "Ah, it's so fucking cheap." Ah."
So is she like a button mashing character or like
Yes, very much so.
okay.
She is. I think she's a lot like Ayani in that, or Christy in that regard. The way that you described her, that's how I would describe May.
Okay.
Like once you can do like two or three simple moves with her and just win.
Nice.
Yeah. So I you don't need any skill to play her, I don't think. If because I'm terrible at Guilty Gear. I'm not going to lie about that. So I would rank her in the same tier. She's definitely a button mash type character.
Right. Okay.
So
She seems cool.
she's definitely cool. I really like her in the games. But yeah, I just remember one guy just he picked up his arcade fighting stick that he had with him and just left
Wow.
because he was like, "Oh, I'm an expert gamer," and I just cheesed him out with the stupid anchor move, and he was like,
Nice.
"Ah, I can't do anything." I was like, "That's the point."
Was this like a tournament or something?
No, it was when I worked. Well, for a little backstory, I did used to work for a video game company, but because of a non-disclosure agreement that I signed, I'm not allowed to reveal which one. You already know which one I'm talking about, but when I worked there,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
How come you can't?
we were not allowed to say for privacy
Whatever.
reasons. Yeah,
I
but
highly doubt you get in trouble now, but
I know it's been almost or over 10 years, I think now.
oh, this is one of my picks, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Mitsurugi.
Yes, from Soul
Mitsurugi.
Calibur.
He was a For one, I just picked him as a favorite because to me, he's just always been a badass,
Yeah.
and he's been there since the first games, and he's been in every game, I believe.
Yes.
Um, he, I would put inner, I would,
See, I'm debating like he could be both, like up here or somewhere in here.
I would say maybe. Oh, he's not really expert. I would say high intermediate.
Would you put him above or below Astaroth?
I would put him below Astaroth because I still think Astaroth is harder to learn.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think he's actually I'd put him below Janesha too.
Oh, okay.
At least to me, he was easier than Janesha was.
All right. Well, he's worse than Cervantes, so I'm going to put him here. No, I'm kidding.
Oh gosh, no, no. I would actually, I'd put him above Janesha. Actually,
Above Janesha.
yeah, but below Wong, or not Wong, but Lee.
Lee. Okay. All right. Mitsurugi, up the list you go. Find your place. And then we'll move all these other characters down. Janesha, you suck. You're all the way over here. No, I'm kidding.
You're off the list.
Yeah. You don't get a list. What? Okay, so and you are correct about me doing this the hard way because now I gotta go back and find all these characters in the list so I can move them down.
You can't just click on their image and move them.
No, because then it'll start moving the background.
Oh,
Because this is GIMP, and GIMP is the
or
essentially
GIMP.
no, not that kind of GIMP. Uh, let's see, Jan Lee. Oh wait, we put you there. Mitsurugi.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking for Axel. That's who it is. Axel. You know what? The more I look at Axel and the more I think about him, I think I'm going to move him down to the beginner tier because he is not as hard as a lot of these other characters are to learn. So,
Okay.
so I'm going to put him in the beginner tier and then I'll have to move Bakaru and them down. So, Bakaru, you can move down here. I think Bakaru is low beginner though.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll move that. Ayane, move you up. We'll move Bridget up. And Cervantes, which you still suck.
Gosh, poor Cervantes.
Right?
Not bad. It's
He
just
didn't used to. They just made him that way.
yeah.
All right, so next up we have Mr. Nightmare.
Was
Also
that
from
you or me?
that was you.
Mine?
Yep.
Okay. Um, I would. Oh gosh. Oh whoa.
Sorry, I gotta do that to.
Oh, you're good. I would say. Honestly, I'd put him on the same level as Mitsurugi.
Yeah, I would too. Which means now I gotta move all these characters down again.
Wah wah.
Wah wah
Doo, doo, doo.
wah. I always thought Nightmare was more like a expert level character though, only because a lot of his like overhand swings and stuff because people can get in on Nightmare, but I'm thinking because
I
I
mean,
always
that's
play the fast
true.
characters.
He's good for juggling sometimes too.
Yeah, yeah. I hate I hate it when he does that. When the AI like takes over and just starts beating the crap out of you with it. Yeah. Not a fan.
Uh, yeah, maybe put him above Long.
Yeah, cuz I feel like that he, it takes a while to learn him. He's not super hard, but he's definitely more in depth than a lot of these other guys down here, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll move Maxi down. Yeah, he's definitely harder to learn than Maxi in my opinion.
Hmm.
Cause like I could beat Nightmare with him, but it took me a shit ton of tries. We'll move Nightmare up. You can go next to Cyrax. And in fact, I think I'm gonna move Cyrax down a little bit.
Okay.
Cause he is he's strong like a lot of these other guys, but yeah, we'll put him like this. Move Nightmare here. We'll move Long here. And then we'll do the hokey pokey and we'll spin ourselves around. All right. I'm thinking this is looking pretty good. All right. So next up, holy cow, we still have a crap ton more characters to go, but that's all right. We just did Mitsurugi and Nightmare, and then here's another one of your picks.
Smoking Noob.
Yes.
Such classics.
Yeah.
Gosh. I'd honestly, they are really good, but I would also say that they're. Oh, you say OP? I mean, I was gonna say they are super easy to learn, but like I was almost gonna say beginner, but I've seen people with him, and I could almost see the OP-ness as well.
Yeah.
So if you are thinking OP, I could probably agree with that.
I will tell you a story about me and my dad. My dad had bought me a PlayStation when I lived with him,
Uh-huh.
and he rented, or we rented from Blockbuster when that was still a thing. Shout out to all the old people. Uh, but I used smoke and he could not see the character.
Uh-huh.
And he got so mad at me for using him. He was like, oh, yeah, just use the cheapest character possible. I'm not going to play with you anymore.
Wow.
But that's what fighting games do, though. They bring out like the inner parts of us that we don't necessarily like sometimes.
Yeah. There are some stories that we could bring up about that. Um,
um, I think we'll have to save that.
a particular person. Anyways.
Yeah.
Um,
But
probably
yeah.
should stay towards there.
But yeah, my dad did not like it when I used smoke in Mortal Kombat 3 because it was when he was just a ninja before he hooked up with it was noob.
Yeah, smoking noob.
Yeah, and you could not see noob at all because I think he was just noob Cybot at the time. Um,
Okay.
yeah. But anyway, yeah. I just always remember that because every time I see him, that's the first thing I think of. But what do you like about Noob and Smoke?
I just like because he was I think more because you could use both of them.
Hmm.
I just felt it. I just liked the uniqueness of them
Oh,
more
right,
because they were the playstyle to me was a lot different than the other characters.
right. Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. And next up, we have Raiden.
Raiden, Superman.
Yeah, he definitely had that jump that he would leap across the ring and Samson punch you with both fists. Um,
Yeah,
oh, wow. He is way bigger than I thought.
he's a god.
That's true. He definitely is that. And that did not
There, that's where he goes.
everywhere. Never mind.
All of them. Perfect.
This is the whole list.
Fuck, we wasted all this time on this Raiden.
So, where do you think we should put Mr. Raiden?
I would put him under OP personally, but I know he's your pick, so where do you think he should go?
I put him under OP as well because if you know how to do his lightning attacks and
And his fucking Superman punch thing is so fucking annoying.
yeah. Now, if you are a fighting game fan and way better at the games than us, which I'm sure you are if you're watching this, um, Raiden probably does not belong in the overpowered tier. But from our
This is our
perspective, he is that damn good. So, uh, like and comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and comment who you think or what you think of our list so far.
you could think our list is completely wrong and jacked up.
Yep.
Tell us how you would rank everybody.
Yes. And please, by all means, this is just our personal experience.
Yeah, we're not saying we're correct. We're just saying that this is from our experience and our, just what we think.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's our fucking video, so that's all that matters.
that's right.
But no, in all seriousness, I would be interested to see how you would rank these characters yourself. It would be good to get different perspectives.
Right. Yeah, because I know that every fighting game has a meta, so to speak, where you have your certain characters,
Yeah,
like your top eight or whatever, that you can always win with, and then other
right.
people slide down the list and really suck versus
Yeah,
others. But that is definitely a discussion for another time. But next up, we have our good old buddy Reptile, which I think is my last. Nope, I still have one more pick from Mortal Kombat coming up. But this was one of my picks.
yeah. Reptile's pretty sick.
Hmm. I've always liked Reptile from the first time I played him because he had like that poison spit, and
Yeah,
he turns into a snake, so he wins, just hands down. The only problem with him is I'm not sure how to place him because I feel like he's intermediate, but if he is, he's very low. But he's not. But he could also be considered a beginner character, even though he's hard as shit to unlock in some of the games.
true. Um, I mean, I was never particularly good with him.
Or maybe he's low, low, low expert.
I would say intermediate. Well, that's a hard one, man.
Yeah. It's just like, where do you place him? He could go here. He could go here. He could go
I would
here.
say. I mean, how easy was he for you?
Not very. Now that
I
I
would
think
say
about it.
low expert.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, because some of his moves were not easy to learn.
Where you say he was easier than Cyrex?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Would you say he was easier than Maxi?
No. Well, actually, yes.
Hmm.
So I think that right here, yeah. So let's go like that. Bam.
Okay.
All right. So we got Reptile placed. But Reptile, though, and I know it's kind of outside of the fighting game realm, but he, I loved him in the movie. Uh, I hated the CGI that they did for him, but his actual
Yeah.
character in the movie was pretty good. And
He was pretty bad. As much as I don't like the new one, but he was badass in the new Mortal Kombat movie.
oh, okay.
Oh, Mr. Ninja Gaiden.
Yes, Ryu Hayabusa.
Yes. From DOA.
Yep.
I would honestly say, I mean, gosh, I don't know. I guess is again. I mean, of course, this whole thing has been biased. I would say, God, I would say maybe put him because he's not. He's hard, kind of. I would put him between Mitsurugi and Ganesha.
Of course you would, because that means I have to move a bunch of people down.
Because like he's not like the hardest character to learn, but it takes a little bit. At least for me, it took a little bit to finally learn his moves. He's quick, um, but it's like um pretty easy once you learn it, though.
okay. So putting him next to Mitsurugi. Come on. There we go. My hand is broken. Uh,
Just moving too many people around.
right? Okay. And where is Cervantes? There you are. Get down. I'm just going to put you all the way over here so I don't have to keep moving you further down the list.
Poor Cervantes. You go over here.
We'll move you back, but we got a lot more characters to get through, so. All right. Next up, we
But
have.
what if somebody goes on the other side of him?
Well, then I will move him around. We'll get there when we get there. All right. So we just did Ryu, and now we have my favorite and yours, Scorpion. And I think this is one of the characters that we
Yeah.
actually shared.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this was one of the few that we actually both picked.
Yeah.
I personally though would say that either intermediate or expert, like, 'cause he's really easy, almost beginner too. Like, I don't know, that's hard. Cause he was never hard. Like, I figured he was good when I first used him.
Hmm.
But I feel like putting him into beginner is underhanding him because he's really really good.
Yeah, he's definitely very good. Like, very good.
I would maybe put him like low expert just because he's easy, but he's good. Well, God, maybe put him. I feel like next to Nightmare looks like a good spot for him.
Like, top of intermediate.
Like between Nightmare and Long. Who's
Oh,
before
oh, okay.
Nightmare?
Uh, Faust.
Oh yes, yeah. I don't know. You that would be your judgment if you think he's above.
Up here. No, I'm kidding. I'll put it in there. I'll put him there. Because I think Faust, Nightmare, and him are all pretty close together as far as strength and abilities. So I think they belong in the same area.
Okay,
Okay, crap. Who did I have behind him? Oh, Long. Okay. And we'll move Long down. Wow, Long. You did not stay up there very long.
that's what she said.
And Maxi, we'll move you down next to Reptile. And then we'll move Reptile down. Yeah, and honestly, it makes sense for Reptile and Scorpion to occupy the same tier because they are
Yeah.
of the same type. So we'll move Cyrax down. Yeah, I think this looks good. Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me for now until we
Yeah.
find somebody else. um, but Scorpion is one of those like just iconic characters. There's a reason why him and
Oh
Sub Zero are
yeah.
the face of the franchise, which I am quite shocked that neither one of us picked Sub Zero.
No, I was kind of thinking that too.
But for me, Raiden bumped Sub Zero just because I've always liked Raiden and his thunder powers, and essentially I want to see him fight Thor.
um, I'm kind of questioning about having the drunken master guy Wong and Baraka. I almost wonder if they need to be bumped down.
Um, and put them in intermediate, like the top of intermediate.
No, no, like maybe below Scorpion.
Hmm. Okay. Shoot.
Not to make you move guys around, but
That's
I don't know.
fine.
I was just looking at it though, and I was kind of like, I kind of feel like they would be below Nightmare and Scorpion.
Should we move Scorpion to the top of expert then?
No, I think what's his name? Your guy that you have there is fine
Uh huh.
being in front and then having Nightmare and then Scorpion. But I would just move those three to the top and then have those two go after Scorpion
Oh, I see
and
what you're saying. Yeah.
before long.
Okay, so we'll move you down and Brad Wong. We'll move you down. Then we'll move Faust up. I honestly feel like Nightmare could be the top of expert.
You think?
Oh yeah, definitely. And then we'll move
Okay.
Faust up in the ranking. Where is Faust? I am getting old because I cannot find him now.
So many characters.
Yeah. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. So we'll move him up. Well, I think he's below Scorpion, honestly.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. He's great, but and he could definitely hold his own against Scorpion, but I think Scorpion is just a bit stronger
Okay.
personally. So we'll do that. So I'll move him here. We'll move Brad back up a bit. And then we can move Baraka. Baraka the Rocker. Just kidding.
Mm.
Barack for Prez. Just kidding. Baraka for Prez is what I meant to say. Anyway, okay, so man, we actually have quite a few expert characters. I thought this was gonna look a lot different, to be perfectly
Well, I
honest with
mean,
you.
we're also going biased with some of the characters that we're really good with. So I'm
True.
pretty sure some people would be like, I don't think those guys are an expert. And
Yeah, that's true. But I'm
yeah,
still surprised. Just like,
I'm more shocked by the little amount of button mashers we have.
yeah. But speaking of button mashers, on to our next
Some,
character.
yeah, like she is good for sure, but yeah, she's definitely a button mashing. I could totally see that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I love Sungmina. Oh wow. Okay, that looks weird, to say the least.
She takes up everything.
Right? But Sungmina was always one of my favorites because another character, which I seem to not have on here, which I'll have to find him, but he is definitely
Oh,
another button mash character.
yeah, you'll have to add him. I forgot about that. Yeah, we would have already been through him.
Yep. So it is Keelik. She is like the female counterpart to Keelik in a
Yeah,
lot of ways.
and again, Keelik's pretty good, but he's also a button masher
Yes,
for sure.
he's not just a beginner character because yeah, you can learn how to use him, but and the same is true for any of these characters. Like technically
Sure.
speaking, any one of these characters, even the OP ones, can be button mashers. But uh,
But some of them are just good for button mashing because they become very hard to hit sometimes, and they
yes,
don't give you a opportunity to strike because the button mashing is just
yeah,
too it's overpowering. I guess you could say. I don't know.
yeah,
You have to learn how to block and strike it and get and put a stop to it.
yeah. So I'm going to open up my Keyless real quick.
Open up your Keelik.
Yeah, like
I don't think you have a doctor's degree.
don't need one. Just gonna open them up like a I don't know how to say it. Um. Oh wow, Keelik isn't even in there. That's why. Was he in the?
Here's where we start seeing Mitchell's porn collection.
Yep, I've got a lot of it. Ugh. Let's see.
Do you think you have a picture saved?
There he is.
Keelik.
Yep. Gotta go through all of that. Okay. Paste. And we will.
He's got a pretty cool storyline too. I must admit, I do like Keelik
Oh
as a
yeah.
character.
Keelik as a character is freaking awesome. Uh,
Yeah.
and if they ever made a movie, he would definitely be the main character. Which I think, if you're going to make all the movies that they have based around fighting game franchises, I'm surprised Soul Calibur isn't one of them.
Oh yeah, Soul Calibur would have a great. Well, if it's done right,
Yeah.
because I feel like with that movie, you would have to have good choreography for
Oh.
sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it would be all about the fighting and the using of the weapons and the different stances and how they fight and
Yeah. But yeah, so Keelik is definitely I put him when it comes to the button masher characters, I'm not even gonna worry about their placement because yeah, they're just button mashers.
okay, that's
and
fair. I was gonna say we could technically, but
but rating them is like kind of hard because it's like yeah, Keelik could technically be a stronger one than May, and May could be stronger than Christie, but
right.
their
No, it's fair.
their whole goal is just to cheese out wins, like or
Right.
if you're just picking up and playing with a friend and you've never played
Yeah.
before, they're the go-to characters for that type of stuff. So, but yeah, that's where we put Keelik. Keelik is so cheap and easy sometimes. I will admit that, as much as I love him. But then we have.
Ah, Shenlong.
I almost feel like it's cheating or that you have the same character twice, but
Well, Shenlong has a different fighting style, though. He may be a clone and they look very similar,
okay.
but Shenlong has a lot of differences, and he uses more kicks, whereas Long uses more punches.
Oh, okay. So
Um,
should we just stick him right next to Long or
I would personally, yeah, because like I'd say they're equally as good, but I
okay.
mean, again, I just know how to use them both, so like,
Okay.
but as far as like Shenlong being a boss, though, he's so hard to get.
Yeah. In Bloody Roar 2, you have to basically not lose a single fight
Yeah, you have
Uh,
to go through arcade mode and beat every character without losing. And then you have to fight the boss again without losing. And then you unlock a bonus stage with Shenlong. And you have to beat him. And if you don't beat him, you don't get to continue. And you have to start all over again.
oof.
And he is not easy either. He is very quick. And if you're not on your guard, he will whip the shit out of you.
Well, that sounds like a if you have
I'd honestly
discipline.
almost put him over Long because he's actually a little bit harder to learn than Long is too.
Yep. I was gonna say, if you got diarrhea problems, Shenlong's got you covered. All right, Maxie, we're gonna move you down a little bit, and then we'll put Long down a little bit too. Then we'll move Shenlong over here, and let's see. Where did you go, Long? Or there you are. All right, and then we'll move Maxie and all them, and then Reptile, and then finally Cyrax. Holy cow!
Cyrex. Yeah.
Maybe we should just pick one game next time, and if we do this ever again. Oh man, 32 characters, and we are through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay, so we're getting close to the end here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we gotta be getting near.
It's just a ton of freaking characters, man. All right,
Yeah.
so this is Soul Bad Guy from Guilty Gear.
Soul bad guy.
Yeah, yep,
Wow, I hope they didn't think too hard on that name because that's genius.
yep.
Sorry, I don't mean to try to talk him. He looks cool.
Yeah, and he is cool. Uh, the thing about him though is he belongs in the same tier as Keelik or Bakaru.
Oh, button masher. Oh, beginner.
Yeah, he is like the standard hero type. If you can't tell,
Right. What is on his back?
that's his blade.
Oh, okay.
That's the hilt of his sword there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, I would put him in the beginner tier. He's not
Okay.
really a button masher, but he definitely meets the criteria of a button masher on occasion, I would think. Oh wait,
Okay.
but he is definitely more of a beginner like Bakaru.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like your standard Ryu or Ken or that type.
Got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on, gotta. Do, do, do. I wish I didn't have to scale you guys down so much.
Right.
But when making tier lists, I guess this is actually standard, as I discovered in all of my frustration. I would put Soul Bad Guy kind of above Bakaru.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put him above Bakaru, but under Kung Lao because I think Kung Lao is a little bit stronger. personally. And where was Bakaru? Gotta move you down, sir. There you go. I would love to see Bakaru, since he's like a ninja, fight Ryu Hayabusa from DOA.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Let's see. Then we can move Kung Lao. All right. That's looking a lot better.
Okay.
Where did Soul Bad Guy go? What'd I do with him? Sungmina Scorpion.
He's being a bad guy.
It doesn't really matter right now. We'll figure it out. All right. So then we have. Oh, I think Bakaru was another character that we both picked, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, okay. So I knew Scorpion was, but I'm not sure who.
My last three gotta be, I'm pretty sure, towards the end.
Okay. And this is Sindel. I think this was one of your
Oh,
picks.
yeah, this is also one of mine. Yeah.
I almost feel like she's an expert level character.
Yeah, definitely. Like, she's not bad, like, starting off with her, but to really appreciate her, like, yeah, she's up there.
Now, the only problem is placement.
I personally would put her right around Cyrex and Reptile. It's just a whole, like, Mortal Kombat in there.
Well, now you guys know how we feel about Mortal Kombat. We only have one beginner character for Mortal Kombat. But
Yeah,
I think that more speaks to Mortal Kombat as a game because,
sure.
yeah, I mean, a lot of the super awesome characters with all the cool abilities and all the stuff that they have, you have to know how to use them. You can't just
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat is just not one of those games where, yeah, you can pick up and play it with Liu Kang and Jax and a few other characters, but there are very few that have super awesome abilities that are just like, yep, I can just do that. That's cool.
right.
So yeah, I'm thinking. I thinking I know where we stand with Mortal Kombat.
Right.
Oh man. So Sindel, you can move down a little bit.
Excuse me.
Where is Cyrex? There you are. All right. So, how many more characters? Well, that was 30, so we have two more to go. But with Sindel, what are some other aspects? Because, like, I know she has that, like, psychic scream thing that she
Yeah,
does.
like that's her main thing she's known for is that scream. Like it's really freaking good. Um,
And then doesn't she have the daughters, Selena and Jade?
yeah, and yeah. I forgot how they're connected, but they're something like that. Um, and I think she has a connection with um, not Katana and Jade. Is it Melina?
Melina. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's who I was trying to remember.
Yeah, because I think Melina is like her direct daughter.
And I think she can like float or something too, if I
Yes.
remember right,
Yeah, she can fly.
which was really nice. Yeah, I remember that being nice.
I remember it being annoying.
Oh, wait, so
I
how many more pokers do we have?
we have Talon.
Oh,
Is I have a feeling we're missing a couple.
there's at least four that I can think of that we're missing if she's the last.
Yeah, because I think Shion was one.
Yeah, there was Shion, Uranus, and didn't you have Yugo?
I did. So I'm going to have to track down those images and figure out what the heck happened. But next up we have Talon from Soul
Personally,
Calibur.
I would personally put her. I mean, I'm not sure what your take on with her is, but I would say beginner.
Hmm.
She was honestly so when I first played Soul Calibur 2, she was the first person I picked up on using and got good with her pretty quickly. But I didn't try to expert her because around that time was also when people were like telling me that I shouldn't pick Astaroth because he's just not a good character and that he sucks, and I was like, no. And so I decided to master Astaroth instead. But I mean, she's really good, but she's super easy. I
Yeah,
would say,
yeah. And I would agree with all of everything that you just said because she's super fast. You can learn a
yeah,
lot of her moves pretty quickly. She,
wind,
you can't just button mash her though. You just so I would definitely put her
yeah,
as like a beginner level because
yeah,
with a little bit of time and practice, you can definitely get way good with her. And a lot of her
hmm,
combos are super easy to pull off. You just have to know how to do them. And it doesn't take long to
right,
figure it out. So I'd probably put her at the bottom, even underneath Bakaru, but uh
okay,
I freaking love Talon. She was my pick. And the
yeah, I
reason
like her.
yeah, and the reason I like her so much is just because a lot of people think she's weak, that she can't do much, and then you just smoke them with her. And it's
Well, and I really appreciate and like the fact that she uses tonfas.
yes.
Like in most media in general, that is not a weapon you often see.
No. And I think I can't remember the names of them. I think one was Kali Yuga though. Or no, I'm thinking of Keelik. Never mind. I'm looking at Keelik. My bad. Kali Yuga is his staff. But anyway,
Okay.
but yeah, with Talon, I think she is very freaking good and she is very useful, I think, on the battlefield. And now I have to figure out where the heck the rest of
Oh
these
yeah, and there's
characters
your
went.
yeah, there's Uranus, Eureka,
Yep.
Shion, and Yugo. All bloody roar.
Yes, yes, they are. So there's Uranus. I found it. And then,
Which oh, are you finding the others?
yep.
Are you okay?
And then Shion, Yugo, and last but not least, Yunsung. But,
Oh yeah, Young Song.
but first, we need to pull up.
Uranus.
Yes.
Which she's honestly going in OP.
Yes. I think a
I
lot of
love
these
her.
next characters are going in OP.
um yeah, I love using her, but she is so powerful.
Yeah.
Especially when you hit her rage form and she's like quick with her human form, but still has the strength of her chimera beast form. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
she's just insane. I would honestly put her over Jenny the Bat.
Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put Uranus above Kronos.
Oh, even Chronos, you think, huh?
Uh, well, they'll have to be right next to each other no matter what, because I think
Well, yeah, that I was thinking. I just know that Chronos can like almost one shot you, whereas he's just super strong.
right. But Raiden, let's see. Oh, I forgot to do that. There we go. So Uranus will be up here. And to anybody thinking it's not Uranus, it's Uranus.
It could be Uranus, so
It could be.
it
So,
might be Meanus.
um, I'm almost feeling like Raiden doesn't belong here, but then again, I could be wrong.
I don't know. Either that or he's an ex. Well, I wouldn't say expert. He's just super annoying.
Yes, I do agree with that. Oh, that's right. Jenny. Should I move Jenny down to the bottom of this list?
Probably.
Yeah, yeah, Jenny feels better there. Never mind. Never mind. Never
I'm
mind.
sure we all thought that at one point or another.
um, I hate the English language sometimes. Okay, so then we'll move Raiden here. Would you put Raiden above Noob and Smoke or down below? Because I think Noob and Smoke are a lot better than Raiden, honestly.
I think that's fine right there. Yeah.
Okay, then we'll move Jenny over here. Yeah, yeah. Now we have a ton of expert characters. Holy cow.
I know, right?
Way more than I expected. But that's how fighting games are, though. Like, really, when I think about it, because you have your select group of button mashers, then you have your somewhat beginner characters,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have a ton of intermediates, and then yeah, this actually makes more sense than I realize. So, all right. But yeah, Uranus with her chimera form, I freaking hated that thing.
I love using her. She's so good.
Yeah.
Um, and then Eureka. Honestly, I would throw her under expert.
Hold up.
Okay, are we not on Eureka yet? Oh, Tira. I forgot about Tira.
Yeah.
How did I forget my Tira? I want. Okay, I want to know where you would put Tira.
Button masher.
Really?
Because of that one stupid move where she just constantly takes the hoop over and over again and just smashes it into your face. And you can just keep repeating that until you win. Oh, you can't get next to me. Oh, what? Oh, you were going to try something different? Oh, you thought you could do that? Uh-uh. Constantly.
Yeah, but you have. That's not really a button masher. Like you'd have to know how to do that. It's not just hitting a single button over and over again.
Well, I don't care. Because, no, I'm kidding.
Uh-oh, our first debate argument in the tier list.
You're down here. You don't even get a tier.
Man, you guys really hate her that much, huh? Um,
No, I think she would probably be an intermediate character personally. Because
Yeah,
I don't think she's a very high up intermediate character, but I definitely would believe that she is an intermediate for sure.
I would honestly put her over Janisha because she wasn't somebody that I found easy at first, but then
Hmm.
once I got good with her, like I got well, we we know.
Yeah. Again, down here. uh, uh,
That's so funny.
and I never hated Tira. I just hated when you used Tira.
I know some other people that feel the same way.
Because you could just spam, well, not spam, but you could just fuck people up with her so hard, and there would be nothing anybody could do about it. Just win after win after win, and everybody's like, "Ah, I'm going home now."
uh Many good times, memories.
And they're only good depending on who you are. No, Tira as a character though is freaking badass. Like I do not want anybody to take anything away. And I loved her sequence in the intros that they did, especially in 3, because I think that
Oh
was where she
yeah.
debuted, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she has a freaking raven, so that just adds cool points to her. So yeah, I do not hate Tira, guys. I'm just salty about some losses that I've taken to her. So being honest. But yeah, I don't think she's expert level at all. At least not to the degree some of these other characters are.
No.
Um, yeah, I think that's perfect. All right. Next up, who do we have next? There's a lot of characters that we've already gone through. I'm trying to think how long the stream is so far. Eureka
Yeah. So I personally say she's in expert mode.
in expert.
Yeah. Only because like she's not an easy person to learn how to use all of her moves.
Yeah.
Um and once you do, I think she's harder to learn, honestly, even more than Shenlong.
Oh yeah.
But her moves are so mixed, I guess. Like very good at being like she'll hit you up here and then she'll kick you in the leg and then like I don't know. I feel like she's always been a hard one to figure out how to block at times because you never know which way she's gonna go.
Right. And in that inner beast form, which I'm trying to think of,
Yeah, the
doesn't
half beast.
she yeah, the half beast. Doesn't she have that like move where she can turn you into a ball and just ricochet you around the arena?
Yeah, that's her special. She has that one or the one where she'll like jump up and like she'll jump up on your shoulders and start clawing the shit out of your face.
Right. Yeah. I hate that. And then she has that like move where she takes both of her claws and does that like uh smack move at you with real quick.
Yes,
Yeah. Like batting at you like a cat. I mean, obviously that's what she is, but
I actually might even put her over Baraka.
yeah, I could see that. All right. Well, we'll put her under Brad Wong. We'll move Cyrax down once I find him. Okay, so then we'll do that. So Cyrax will move down the list. Man, he has moved down significantly. Sindel, Reptile, Maxi, which I don't understand why people don't like Maxi. No, I'm kidding.
Maxi pad.
Shenlong. Oh, whoops. Nope. 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 I meant to move Long first. And then we'll move Shen. So we'll move Shenlong down. And then we'll move Yuriko over here. So you think she's just under Baraka or above Baraka?
I'd say under Baraka. Baraka's still harder, I think.
Yeah.
Or no, above Baraka. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, Baraka's easier than her, I think.
Okay. So we'll move Baraka. And it appears we have another viewer, and I'm not sure who you are. If you want to say something in chat, I did not notice you before, and I apologize.
Catching the near end of our stream.
Yes, but welcome to it, and
Yes.
thank you for watching. All right. Okay, so we have. Man, this list is very fleshed out now. Holy cow. I did not realize it was going to look like this.
Right.
But let's see.
Uh so who's next?
Next up, we have. I'm just trying to pull it up here. We have next. Wow, I gotta go back down the list. I wish this was easier. We have Shion from Bloody Roar.
I would say Shion is button masher.
Button Masher.
Either button masher or OP, but yeah, you can button mash him to hell.
That is true. I will admit that.
I like Shion, he's badass, but yeah.
Yeah, because you can do like a ton of his moves with just a button press. It doesn't even take much.
No. He was not a complex character and he wasn't like yeah, it was just rapidly hitting the same button over and over again.
Yeah, and I also feel like too he was part of the downfall of Bloody Roar some in some regards.
Um I wouldn't say it was so much him, really. It was the mechanics of the game he was introduced in.
That too. I would agree with that.
They tried to add certain mechanics. Well, I don't know. It's kind of hard because 3 is arguably one of the better games at the same time.
Mhm.
Um, 4 is the one that killed it, though.
Yeah, 4 did kill it. And that dragon character, man. A lot of people hated that thing.
Oh, he'd be top tier OP if we had him.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um but
So, huh?
but I love Shion, like his design and stuff were really really
Oh,
good.
aesthetically, he's badass. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and by the way, these are our favorite characters for a reason. Like,
Yeah.
um, for everybody out there, either we like the look, we like their move sets, or
Right.
just something
Or
about them.
just their character. Yeah, or just their character alone.
Yep. So do not
And
take any disrespect from any of this or where we placed them on this list.
and again, also this is just our own opinions. This is not like a tier list that is like accurately placed. Like we don't know all that shit. We're just going off of our own opinions.
Yep. And I think this next one is another double pick that we both picked.
Nah, I didn't pick Hugo.
Oh no? Oh, okay.
Nope.
Trying to think who was our other double pick that we had?
I don't remember.
Because I knew we had Scorpion.
I'd have to go back and look at the notes.
Okay. Um,
But personally, I personally say Hugo is a button masher, but
I would agree.
because all you gotta do is again sit there and spam his punch buttons,
Yep.
and yeah,
Yeah.
like there's not a lot of like strategy to Hugo.
And you can just do is run up and punch you several times. Special, run
Right.
up and punch you several times. Special again,
Mm,
build your meter back up, and then win.
right.
Yeah, I would agree with Hugo being a button mash type character.
He's either yeah, if not that, he's beginner. But I would say button masher.
Okay, I can agree with that. And like I said before, we're not even bothering with the tier list for or where they rank on the button masher scale because they're just button mashers.
Right.
I press B 20 times and win. Hooray!
Right.
All right, so I think we are getting very close to the end of the list here.
Oh yeah, dude, we're in Y.
So
Like,
either I think Yugo was the last character. Oh, nope, forgot one. Yun Sung.
Young Sung.
He is not a button masher character, but he is definitely,
I personally say beginner.
yeah, I could agree with that.
Uh, Tyler proved that to me. Sorry.
Yes. Morph?
Morph. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean.
We have been streaming for a very long time, though, just so.
Yeah.
Let's see. Trying to think, find where it says how many hours we've been streaming. 2 hours ago. So,
Nice.
yeah. But anyway, so with Mr. Yu or Yunsung, sorry, I was still
Yep.
thinking of Yugo. I love Yunsung. He was my pick. Um,
Yeah.
I would put him at the top of beginner, and
Okay.
especially when you learn his, or not learn, but once you get that one sword in Soul Calibur 2, that really long one where it has the blade,
Oh, like the you talking about the one that kind of looked like a saber, kind of.
almost like a
Like a,
lightsaber. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like a lightsaber.
Yep. Then you could just win.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because the hitbox on that thing was just stupid, ridiculously long. Like,
And it had crazy range. Like
yeah. And you can spam his down back, or not down back, but down block or down. Basically, it's like an uppercut, but with his sword. Um,
right.
yeah, you could just do that over and over and over again, and there'd be nothing your opponent could do. And I feel bad for my girl Talon, but she's got to move down so I can make room for everybody else. No, that is Tira, not Talon. Where in the heck is Talon at? What the heck?
I never understood why they got rid of Young Sung though. Like
I
they
never
stopped
got
adding
that
him to
one
games.
either.
Because I know he was a favorite a lot, at least amongst a lot of the people I knew.
Well, and he was the third member of like the trio with Keelik and what was her name? Xianghua.
Well, actually, no, well, no, because that was Keelik Changwan Maxi. He was friends with
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
Nina.
Okay, yep. Okay, yeah, it was okay. That's true. Cause didn't they have like the same uh master or whatever?
Yeah, they were trained by I think her. I think it was her father or something like that.
Mm, okay.
I might be wrong on that, but it was somebody that was they both knew that trained them though, and but they had almost like a brother sister relationship.
Right. Okay. So now that we have the list, yeah, I'll put him underneath Axel because they're almost the same. So with
Didn't
that,
you have?
what's that?
Sorry, didn't you have Zaslamel?
I was gonna pick Zaslamel, but um, let's see, because I had. Let me look at my list here. I had.
You have Keelik, Sungmina, Young Sung.
Sung Mina
Uh,
bumped out Zaslamel.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Trying to make sure that we're not possibly missing anybody, but it looks to be good. Except for you need to move Cervantes back.
yeah, he could just stay where he's at. No, I'm kidding. uh, Sorry, Cervantes. I love you. I think you're one of the most badass characters in any video game, period.
He is badass.
I just wish they hadn't
So,
went and nerfed him.
well, they didn't. Well, I guess they kind of nerfed him, but they just made him less complex and a lot easier.
Yeah, that's true.
Um. So, looking at the list, is there anything that you would change, or do you think it's good?
Um, I honestly, I think this is a very fleshed out, very good looking list. The only thing
Okay,
that surprises me is how many expert characters or expert level characters. But then again, I keep forgetting how much time we actually spent playing these games.
true.
Like we
Well,
have,
yeah, especially the ones that we both picked for. That
yeah,
was Sword. Yeah, we played tons of hours into those games.
yeah. I'd probably say we'd have probably about 1,000 hours combined into Soul Calibur and Bloody Roar.
Oh yeah, those two alone are definitely like the top two that we've put tons of hours in.
So yeah, I honestly I think this looks really really good for what we have. Um, and
Okay.
now that I know how to do a tier list and maybe make it easier for next time because I'll figure out something for that. I don't know what, but
Well,
something.
and maybe next time we should just do one franchise, maybe.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But this being one of my absolute favorite topics, something that you and I both enjoy, um,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, fighting games was just the thing. And we have probably bonded over these games more than any other that we've played together. Although we've played a lot,
Oh yeah.
but these especially. And just like the backstories that go into fighting games and the lore behind some of the characters, it's just insane to me. I That's why I think I like fighting games more than just about any other genre.
Oh yeah,
personally. I think I like them more than RPGs, to be perfectly honest. Although,
yeah. I like RPGs, but yeah, fighting games are definitely my favorite genre of video games.
hmm so yeah, I think this is looking pretty good. So for our final tally, we have in the overpowered tier, we have Kronos, Uranus, Noob Saibot, or Noob and Smoke, uh, Raiden, and Jenny. We have
Yep.
3 characters from Bloody Roar and 2 characters from Mortal Kombat. So nobody else even came close.
Yeah.
Then we have an absolutely stacked expert tier. Like, geez. Usually you would think that your expert or would only have like 4 or 5 characters, but nah, we decided to go whole hog. So,
Yeah, we did.
so we have Nightmare from Soul Calibur. We have
Yep.
Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
Yep. Yep.
I selected Faust from Guilty Gear. You
Yep.
selected Brad Wong from Dead or Alive.
Yeah. Yep.
We both agreed with Yuriko from Bloody Roar.
Yep.
Baraka, if there's one guy you wanted to change, that would probably be him, huh?
No, I'm fine with his placement personally.
Okay, so we'll leave
Unless
him
you
for.
want to change him.
Nah, I don't know where I would put him. That's the problem. Because, like, for me, I just got destroyed by people that played Baraka all the time. And when I tried to play with him, ugh, nope.
I
Just
mean, maybe he's OP, but I don't know. Like,
he's definitely not when compared to the characters we have up there. Yeah, no, he's definitely not OP in that regard. I don't think
okay.
so. Yeah, we'll just leave him right where he's at. Then we had Shenlong, the tiger from Bloody Roar.
Yep.
Then we had Long, the tiger from Bloody Roar.
Yep.
And surprisingly, only 2 characters from Soul Calibur actually made it into this tier, which is surprising to me. Uh, but
Well,
Maxi was the only other character.
yeah. I would put either Astaroth low or either where he's at or low expert.
That's the yeah. Um, I think we keep him intermediate, but
Yeah. It was a tough one for me to decide with him.
well, yeah, and especially because Maxi did make expert and Astaroth did not. But then again, I will say Maxi does take a lot of concentration and practice, like even
Right.
more so than Astaroth, I think. But Astaroth is not easy to learn. I don't want anybody to
No.
think that at all. Astaroth is not just not just somebody you can just, oh yeah, I'm gonna get good with him, and then
Right.
so so yeah, we'll leave that right where it's at. Reptile from Mortal Kombat made it into the
Yeah.
expert tier. So Sindel, which I totally agree with, because her
Yeah.
flying abilities, her scream, her didn't she have the fan blades, or was that
Yep.
Melina?
That was Melina, but she does have good combos too.
Yeah, very much so. And then last but not least in the expert tier, we have Cyrax. Cyrax
Yes.
is just freaking awesome as a cyborg. I always loved playing him in Mortal Kombat 3, but learning him took me so long. He had the nets that he could fire at you, the missiles, he
The
had
bomb.
the bomb, yeah, all of those things. So, yeah, Cyrax definitely. Um, so we had a total of one, two, three, four, five Mortal Kombat characters.
Yeah.
So I think Mortal Kombat wins the tier for sure.
Yeah.
And then we had one DOA, one from Guilty Gear, and two from Soul Calibur. So yeah, they kind of lost that round, but yeah,
And
that's
three
yours.
from Bloody Roar.
And three from Bloody Roar. So they took a distant third
Yeah.
or second. Yeah, they got second place. Holy cow. But anyway, next up in the intermediate tier, we had Astaroth, which we just discussed him, but we'll do it again because Astaroth is just one of those endearing characters. Uh,
Yeah.
Stands the test of time. He's just a badass all around. Super strong, can fuck you up in a hurry. And the best part about Astaroth is he could take on any character on any of the other tiers. I think he is perfectly placed right where he is because
That's true.
uh, he can mix it up with the overpowered characters. Uh, it would take you some time and energy and practice, but you could do it. He can hold his own against most of the expert tier, but he's definitely a little bit easier to learn than a lot of those characters. So I think him being right where he's
Hmm.
at is perfect. Then we had, I'm trying to remember this guy's name.
Oh, it's Lee. I forget his first name. It's something Lee.
Jan Lee.
Yeah, Jan Lee. Yeah, he's just yeah, not super easy to pick up, but once you can learn him, he's super quick and very fast and hard to stop right away.
Right.
But he's not super hard to where it's like expert level needing to learn.
Mm-hmm. So he is definitely awesome. Then we had Mitsurugi, which you and I both agree that he is perfectly placed as well, because he's definitely towards the top of Soul
Yeah.
Calibur character or intermediates.
And
Again, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and to be fair with Mitsurugi, he definitely is one that I have seen people that just start out use, and he's not bad. So he's definitely something that could have been in beginner too. But I
Mm-hmm.
think once you start learning his real moves, it's a lot more than just beginner stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and so I feel like intermediate is just a better placement than just beginner. I feel like beginner is shorthanding Mitsurugi.
Oh, I would agree 100% because he has some very powerful moves. He can rock your world easily, easily,
Yeah,
if you don't know what you're doing. And you can get
right.
very screwed up if you don't know how to use him. Wrong time
Yeah,
button press, uh, a a missed guard, uh, just anything with Mitsurugi. Like you have to. He is precision personified in my personal opinion. Like
right.
you have to know uh, basically how to use him. Uh, but he's definitely no expert because once you get him down, you get him down. You
Yeah,
have to put a lot of extra time into him. So yeah, I think intermediate is perfect for him, and towards the top, I think right where he's at is perfect too. The next one is Rei Hayabusa, which I don't know much about. So
yeah. I mean, from what I remember, and it really sucks because I wish I remember doing more. But he is. I from what I remember is like he wasn't somebody that I found easy to start with.
mhm.
Um, but once you start figuring out his combinations, he can definitely hold his own. And yeah, I feel like intermediate, like again, not he's definitely not a button masher character,
Mhm.
and he's not beginner level in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He could maybe arguably go an expert, but I don't know personally,
Right.
unfortunately, so I don't feel like I could give a fair rating on that. So I just feel like intermediate's a good spot.
Hmm. Okay, I could agree with that. And then we have Tira, which is another one of your picks. And
Yeah.
and I already said how I felt about her because I got messed up so many times by her. But I
I,
do agree that she is intermediate because she's not one that you could just button mash. She's not for a beginner at all. You can't just pick her up and just be good. You have to
no,
train with her.
yeah,
But I don't feel like she's an expert level character just because, yes, it takes time to learn her. But again, like all the other intermediate characters, once you have it down or you can find a rhythm on how to string the moves and combos together, you're going to be able
yes,
to do it very consistently. So,
yeah, and she's very. And the other thing too is like she's just nice because she's very fast,
mm-hmm.
and she's also kind of like one of those unpredictable movers at times. And it's funny that you use the word rhythm because she does some of her moves do depend on her rhythm and
Right.
um her movement. There's something else I was gonna add on top of that too, but I can't remember. I feel like in some ways she became a little easier, but not by much
Right.
over time. But yeah,
Yeah. So Tira definitely belongs right where she's at. And then for me with Ganesha, same thing. As kind of an Astaroth ish type character. Very powerful, very
yeah.
uh not
He's
very
a
combo heavy, but very strong.
Oh yeah, his yeah, he's a power hitter. His punches and shit, like they take a lot out of your guy.
Yeah.
And he's a showstopper. Like you could get a combo going, and he's good at stopping those.
Yeah, and he just eats hits like you said earlier. He just eats those
Yeah,
hits like crazy. Just if you want to wombo combo him, that's fine. He'll take it and then he'll hit you back twice as hard.
right. Exactly.
So, yeah, so Ganesha definitely, I think, is definitely lower than Tira because I think Tira could rock his world. I mean, he might get a hit or two in, but she is so fast.
Uh, oh, and that's what's her name?
Ayani.
Ayani. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, again, it's DOA. Like I remember playing it a lot when I was younger at my friend's house and stuff, and I had a couple of the games, but I just unfortunately I don't remember a lot
Right.
like these other ones. I just like the hours put into these other games outnumber DOA and some of the other ones. Like even Street Fighter doesn't come close or Tekken. Like I love those games, but anyways,
Yeah.
that's beside the point.
Well,
Uh,
I was gonna pick Tekken, but
right.
for me, Guilty Gear is like DOA for you. I don't remember a whole lot about it, but I have put some time into it, and
Right.
it's just we already had Soul Calibur, and so I figured Guilty Gear was a much better
Yeah.
representation of the fighting game genre as a whole.
I almost kind of wish I would have went with Darkstalkers than
Mm,
DOA, but
right.
I felt like DOA was better just because it's more newer games, and Darkstalkers hasn't had a game in a long time.
Right.
Um, I think even more so than Bloody Roar.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, but
Yeah.
yeah, again with her, like she's not. I wouldn't say, from what I remember, I don't remember her being necessarily a like beginner
Hmm.
character. I would though say that again, she can be really good. She's fast. from what I remember too. And I
Hmm.
remember she has some nice combos. And I feel like once you get a feel for her, she can be pretty good.
Right. And then I had Bridget next from Guilty Gear, and I know it looks like a girl, but again, if you're just tuning in and you don't know much about Guilty Gear, Bridget is actually a boy, but given the backstory, was raised as a female. You can look more into that if you want on your own time. I don't feel like going back into the story because we are already almost 2.5 hours in here. Um, but Bridget is like Ayane and a lot like Tira in a lot of ways because he has that yo-yo attack that he can do. He can tangle your opponent up. He can combo the shit out of you so easily if you know what you're doing. Uh, but yeah, so that's Bridget for me. And then finally, rounding out intermediate, we have Cervantes.
Yeah. And Cervantes, again, like if we were talking like early Cervantes, easily would have been expert.
Yeah.
Because his moves were not easy, and he was no beginner character. Period. Like not even close. Like I remember him being such a hard character to figure out.
Yes.
Um, but in later games, he became. I don't know. They changed his fighting style, and he just became a lot easier. So I can pull off a lot of his really good moves, like way easier than I ever could before.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like they nerfed him in some ways because he was super powerful. Um,
Right.
like you could pull off that move where he like had the spinning swords or whatever.
Yeah, I can do the one where he'll like teleport back and then he'll fly at you.
Yeah.
Um, and then I can pull off his gunshot with his blade that has the gun attached to it.
Hmm.
Way easy and like,
Yep.
yeah, he's not
So
hard to figure out as much anymore.
so to figure out who won the tier here, we have one, two, three, four Soul Calibur characters.
Okay.
We have one, two, three Dead or Alive characters.
Mm-hmm.
Only one Bloody Roar character made it into this tier. Wow.
Wow.
I thought more would have made it in, but that's just the nature of the list. Uh,
Right.
so I'm thinking, well, Soul Calibur won this round, but
Eh,
DOA was close second because they have three.
okay.
Or no, one, two, three. Yeah, three. Okay, yep. So, wow. Surprised Bloody Roar did not have more representation here, but hey, that's just the way it goes.
And I don't think we really picked some of the ones that at least that I would consider to be in intermediate.
That's true.
Like Sheena, I think would have been intermediate.
Alice,
Yeah, Alice. Yeah, definitely Alice.
Busazima.
Um, yeah,
Busazima would probably
actually,
be expert the more I think about it.
actually, not even personally. We could go over this too if we ever do like just a full bloody roar tier list. But I would put him honestly on the OP list.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
um, uh, Gatto, I would honestly put him high intermediate
Right,
just because he's super strong, but he's not hard to learn.
right.
He's so freaking powerful.
Oh, and stun.
Stun, I would put on expert.
Yeah,
just because he was. But anyways, we're starting a whole nother list.
that's true.
Sorry, going off track.
Just the bloody roar nostalgia, guys. That's all that's talking right now.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on, we'll go to the beginner tier, and I think this one's pretty well fleshed out. Uh, it looks like we actually have representation from every game that we picked except for DOA.
Oh.
Wow. So we have Axel from Guilty Gear. We have Yunsung from Soul Calibur. We
Mm-hmm.
have Kung Lao from Mortal Kombat. We
Mm-hmm.
have Soul Bad Guy from Guilty Gear. We
Mm-hmm.
have Bakaru from Bloody Roar and Talim from Soul Calibur.
Right.
And
Looks like it's a tie, I think, for Soul Calibur and Guilty Gear.
it is. Yeah, that it is. But yeah, with Axel, he he's definitely one that you will start the game with just because of his aesthetic. He's super awesome. Those chain blade things that he has, which I'll go over his picture here so you can see him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he is just a badass character in his own
He
right.
seems pretty badass.
Yeah. And then here's a picture of Bridget because I know I didn't get to show you him. But yeah,
Oh,
that's yeah. So that's the
oh.
yo-yo thing.
And he has a bear.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Axel. Yeah, he you can just combo the shit out of people with him, and he's just so much fun. But he's definitely beginner because you can pick up and play with him, but it takes a little bit of time to get used to him.
Okay.
And then we selected Yunsung from Soul Calibur, because yeah, he's definitely beginner level. He's You can't button mash with him, but you can certainly learn how to use him pretty quickly.
Right.
Then we had Kung Lao, which is just freaking awesome. Like you were talking about with this fatality, that's the one thing I always loved about him.
Oh
Is
yeah, his fatalities are beautiful.
yeah, and I just love that he could throw his hat and it's got the blade on it. But I always wondered
Yeah.
how he like gets it on and off without cutting himself. That's got to make for some interesting moments, especially like if he hangs it on a hat rack and somebody's like, "Oh, here's your oh, my hand's missing." Like,
Yeah.
then you had Soul Bad Guy from Guilty Gear. He is the definition of a beginner character, in my opinion. You will select him when you're first playing out. I think there's a whole story mode around him. I don't remember though. Again,
Mm,
Guilty Gear is one of those games I haven't played a whole lot of. Um,
right.
but yeah, he's definitely cool. He's badass in a lot of ways, but he's definitely the hero archetype. So he's one that people will select to use pretty early on in the game. And
Okay.
then there's Bakaru, the mole.
Yes.
He is again like Soul Bad Guy, the pure definition of a beginner character. Um,
Yeah. So many people that I know when they first play Bloody Roar usually tend to gravitate towards using Buckaroo.
yeah, and it's just because I think it's his overall ninja aesthetic. He does
Oh yeah.
the jujitsu, or not jujitsu, but he does the jutsus kind of like Naruto, or
Yeah. It turns into a log.
yeah. Uh, and then he has super powerful specials that are easy to pull off. Like anybody can do them. Uh, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but he's definitely badass. I love him.
Yes.
Then we had Talon rounding out the list, and Talon Again, I love Talon because she's super fast. Once you start
Yeah.
learning the game, she has super good combos. You could do a lot of flying around with her because she's super light. Um,
Hmm.
and she's also the guardian of the wind. I don't know exactly how to
Yeah.
explain all that, but you'd have to look into a lot of these characters' backstories for a lot more information than what we can give here. Uh,
Um. Yeah, I've always had a soft spot for Talum too, just because she was the one I actually initially started with, and
mm,
yeah, she's always been a good pick. Like, I every once in a while I'll pick her again, and like, yeah, she's pretty solid and really easy to pick up. And
yeah. So that was the beginner tier, and then finally we have the button masher tier, which
yeah,
looks like a tie between Bloody Roar and Soul Calibur.
is it? I can't tell from here.
Yeah, because you have Shion and Yugo,
Hmm.
and then Keelik and Sungmina,
Oh, okay,
and then May from Guilty Gear and Christy from DOA.
okay, gotcha.
So,
Yeah, I don't
Christy,
feel good.
you would have
Huh?
to explain more about because I don't really.
Oh, it's just it. I mean, honestly, it's like the same explanation for all these characters. Is
Yep.
she's just one of those characters? Even though I like using her,
Hmm.
you can very easily just sit there and spam the punch button,
Yeah.
and because she's so quick and uses the snake style, it's just pop, 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 pop. Like it's just so easy to spam with her
Oh,
and
okay.
just mash this button over and over again without much thought or strategy to it.
Gotcha. Okay. And then May, same thing. Like with the anchor I was talking about, you can just cheese out one move and never have to do anything else and just win. Uh, which I discovered pretty early on. uh, yeah, she irks a lot of people. Sung Mina and Keelik, their blade attacks, they have that stupid poke of doom that I call it. Uh, and like a
And again, like, huh?
oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna say again, like they're just another one of those characters too, where you can spam their one. I can't think of the name of the because it's not punch because it's Soul Calibur, but they have this move that you can just press it over and over again. And it goes, and you just like hit them repeatedly with both sides of the stick, and like do it over and over and over again.
Yep, and
And it's
so annoying.
yeah, and it's just an easy spam.
Yep. And then you have Shion, which is a button
Yeah,
masher's dream.
yeah. His either and with him, you can either spam his kick button, which is really good. You can spam his beast attacks,
Yep.
which are really good, and you can spam his punches. And yeah, he has good combos and specials and stuff, but he doesn't need them because all you gotta do is press one button with any of those, and he's usually really, really good.
Yep. And then, of course, we already talked about Yugo because he was the last character. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and again,
punch,
spam
punch,
the punch
punch.
button. Yeah, they played a little too hard. Like, and again, yeah, he has combos, which I think is good because, boxing is much more than just punching. But they made his punches so fast that you don't even really. Most people don't appreciate his actual boxing technique because all you got to do is sit there and spam his punch buttons.
Right. All right. So I'm going to pull us back up on screen if you're ready for that.
Sure.
So,
Wait, let me put my dick away.
yeah. close this now. Okay, and then bring us back up on here. And remove that. We will do this. Where is it? Where is it? There we go. All right. Wow. Freaking almost 3 hours we're treading on.
Like we said, each episode gets longer and longer.
That's just the way of the beast, I guess you could say.
Yep.
And let's see. Where is it? What am I looking for here? There it is. And so this is our final list. Let me get it pulled up here. As selected by us. And like, this is 5 different video game franchises if you're just tuning in, which I'd be surprised if you are, but if you are here, welcome. But we each selected 5 games. We had Soul Calibur, Mortal Kombat, Dead or Alive, Guilty Gear, Bloody Roar, and why can I not think of the last one? Dead or,
did you say? Did you
De-
say Soul Calibur?
oh, Soul Calibur, yeah, that's the one I was missing. But yeah, so this is the tier list according to us, from our 5 favorite video game franchises and where we believe they belong.
Yep.
Uh,
And a long video.
very long video. But if you guys have anything that you would like to add, if you think that we should change anything, disagree with some of our opinions, that's,
Yeah, or give us what you think, where you think they belong, or where you would put them.
yeah. And if you would move some of these characters around, or, yeah, definitely just, we want your thoughts and opinions on all of this stuff.
Or
Uh,
heck, you can even tell us some of your personal favorite fighting game characters and why you like them.
yeah. And I also want to give a big apology because we were supposed to stream last week, but things came up and it did not happen. I apologize.
Yeah,
Uh, but we are still trying to nail down a more uh, concrete schedule of some
yeah,
variety if we possibly can. But unfortunately, with my job the way it is, it doesn't always pan out. So,
yeah.
and that's just the down in the dumps part of it all. But with everything that we have so far and have said, uh, is there anything else that you want to talk about before we take off here?
Mm, my feelings.
Okay, we can delve into that.
No.
I've got all night.
Um. When do we plan to have our next episode? Would probably be a good thing to.
So the next Friday that I can stream for sure will be the
Mm,
31st, which is at the end of the month. Or
okay.
we could shoot for the 23rd, which is or sorry, we could shoot for next Thursday. No, because this. Let's see. I work that day, so. Well, we could go for next Friday. I mean, it is
Sure.
possible. It
I
is
think I
definitely.
can make that work.
Yeah, we could definitely look into next Friday. So,
Yeah.
if not the
Topic
17th.
probably won't be as. Huh?
Oh yeah, the topic won't probably won't be as in depth either. Uh,
Yeah, or it was heavy or anything, but
yeah, but
just to kind of get us in motion though, and
mhm,
rotation, make up for missing last week.
that's why this stream's 3 hours because we had to make up for lost time.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Not that we had 32 characters to compare and contrast against.
Yeah,
That had nothing to do with it.
uh, or maybe if you're up to it, or we can talk about it later. But maybe we can work out next week doing a stream on Twitch and doing something I've been wanting to do with you
Yeah,
that we were discussing earlier. We can talk more about that later.
yep. But in the future, we do want to do just kind of thoughts thrown out there, but just comment some of the stuff you guys would like to see as well, because
Yeah, we
we,
want ideas and suggestions.
yeah, because the thing is, we want to be a variety show. Like we obviously we're juggalos. We're gonna talk about juggalo concepts. We're gonna talk about juggalo things. We are,
Yeah, and that's our main focus. It's just also like today we're gonna have episodes that are gonna be about shit that we like. That's you know,
yep. And eventually we're gonna talk about supernatural stuff, and we're gonna talk about
yes.
uh
And I actually have some ideas for that coming up too.
yeah, yep. Another thing
But
we'll talk off screen about. But
yeah,
yeah, we just there's a lot of things that we have planned, and we're gonna try and live stream as often as we can. So again,
right.
apologies for things not working out, but again, please leave comments. Please subscribe to the channel. Please engage with us because every engagement helps, and we will do everything in our power to make this the best show that we possibly can. Uh,
Absolutely.
Even on limited time, and obviously we have lives outside of this, so this is not our primary source of anything right now. Uh,
Yeah,
but
unfortunately.
but with all that being said, do you have anything you want to talk about before we go?
Um, not that I can think of offhand. Um, like, subscribe, and follow us because yeah, we need it, and we would definitely like you to join us.
Yes. Join the 13th grave. Our grave plot is very empty right now, and we need more
What?
more people in it.
Yes,
uh,
one of us,
one
one
of
of
us.
us.
All right. Well, with all of that, juggalos, juggalettes, and everything in between, whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.